Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I hope you're having a good... what day is this? Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're having a good Sunday. With me today, back again, it's our good friend Dax. Dax, say hi.
Hello.
How you been, man? It's been a long time since we got to talk.
Work sucks.
Yeah, sounds like it, man. Last time we actually got to talk was on an Irate Alex stream.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
It was. Like, that's not right. Oh, my mic is... Can you guys hear me okay? My mic is way the fuck over there. I had it pushed back because we were gaming and I didn't feel like, it's like nobody's listening to us, so I didn't have to be real loud. Chat, let me know. Can you guys hear me okay? Dax is going to be a little quiet because his roof is made out of Tupperware and
Yep.
It's raining like hell at his house.
Indeed. So I am on my gaming headset. I apologize, but you're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, you just sound a little bit muted, which is fine. Yeah, you guys should hear his rain, man. Holy shit. It's loud as fuck, man.
It's terrible.
It's not that nice pitter patter of rain that you hear that like will put you to sleep, like from a noise machine kind of thing. That's the shit like you'd be shaking your hand at the clouds, yelling at them. Stop it.
Yeah, I'm not too thrilled because it's going to end like an hour into the stream and then it's going to come back up another hour into it.
Oh damn. Yeah, we've had a lot of rain the last couple of weeks. And I love rain. I actually like it on a nice metal roof, that sound. But it's got to be the right kind of rain. Yours sounds like God is mad at you.
He's kind of pissed off, and I don't know why. I thought I was a good boy today.
Apparently not. Yeah, me and Dax and Satsu were playing some Borderlands 3. I watched Polly's stream for about half the time. And then Dax, I love that you texted me instead of just tweeting me.
I knew I would be able to get your attention.
Yeah, for the few people who have my phone number, the only person that I apparently miss it every time is when my wife texts me.
Oh.
Yeah, and then is it texts or texts? I don't know how you're supposed to say that in the past tense.
Texted, I would assume.
Well, texted me, but yeah, texts in the plural, I guess is the word. Is it texts or just text?
Texts, maybe.
I don't know. I always feel stupid when I try to say it. When my wife sends me a text, how about that?
I like it. Let's go.
That's an easy way to do it. But I miss hers all the time. And I'm like, I don't know how. I can be looking at my goddamn phone and a text from her will not come through.
Maybe you're just bad.
I probably am. But anyway, I'm sick, Dax. And I can't tell if it's just a really bad sinus infection, because I get those with Michigan weather, goes up and down, and when it goes down, I get sick every time. And it's just my sinuses adjusting. And I hope to God it's that, but it's in my chest, man. And I have that painful cough, that burning cough you get.
Yeah.
Oh, Bloodwing, dude. No, you don't have to thank me at all. By the way, dude, let me know if you want to come hang out. I'll toss you a link. Says, thanks for sharing my daughter's GoFundMe on Lords of the Night. He said Lords of the Ring. But he meant Lords of the Night. No problem. If I'd have been thinking, I'd have put it in this one too. But you know me and my brain, buddy. If you have the link, toss it in there. You got a blue name, so you can do that.
Blood. Guys, listen. I have Skittles.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Bloodwing's daughter, her husband just died, and she's looking for a little help. So if you can help with the GoFundMe, that would be awesome. Blood, throw that into chat so they can see that. Man, if I ever told you how much my ribs hurt just normally, Dax?
Yeah, it's about the same amount of time I tell you how much my lower spine hurts.
And I have been coughing since last night, and I'm starting to hurt. I'm just gonna cry like a grown-ass man. Grown-ass man can cry, right?
Yeah, only if they're in sheer amounts of pain.
Oh, well, then shit, I can do it all day. I hear Lady Monkey just got up. Normally, we're just wrapping up at the time she's getting up. She actually slept in today. Good for her. Normally, her ass gets up at 5, man, just because. I'm like, why are you up? And she goes, I don't know. I'm like, well, go back to sleep. I can't. Welcome to the life of Monkey. Anyhow, I'm going to shit iridescent. What?
Google said, how sugar high are you? Has the rainbow been tasted so much there's nothing but rainbow? I'm like,
oh, now you do regular Skittles, right?
Yeah, right now I am. I had what the hell are these ones? Bright Side, because they were out of my regular Skittles, but then they upgraded to the 3-pound bag, and that's what I've got.
The only Skittles I've had that I don't like are the sweet and sour, or the sour ones.
I love those ones because it takes me forever to eat them.
Here's the problem. It hurts my tongue.
They do. They do hurt your tongue.
I like the flavoring, man. Skittles gets everything right. I've never had a Skittle where I'm like, oh, that's fucking nasty.
Right.
But yeah, it just hurts my tongue. It's like, yeah, they have that grit on them, which is what makes them sour, apparently. Oh, they should just have feminists make them. That'll make them sour enough.
Ha.
See what I did there? Anyhow, I've been talking about this for a few days, Stacks. And actually, I've been talking about it for a few years, few decades at this point. But it's just come back up recently in the news a lot. This one's from National Review. It says, humorists have been scared out of the business. And that's a quote. I don't know who said it. Maybe that's the headline. So when you headline a quote like that, usually it's somebody, not the author, who says it, right? That would be the smart way to do it. You don't want to be like quoting your own story as your headline.
Right.
From Jerry Seinfeld, Chris Rock, and other top comedians, we've heard the same thing. Comedy on campus is pretty much impossible. The woke culture forbids it. Of course, this is affecting America at large as well. I received an old... I'm going to start that sentence again.
Okay.
I received a note from my old friend Larry Shackley. I think that's how you say that. A long time National Review reader and a great admirer of P.G. Wodehouse. Who the fuck is P.G. Wodehouse?
I was just going to ask you.
In fact, Larry is reading the complete Wodehouse, complete, right now. He came across this statement from the writer in 1956. It sounds awfully present day, doesn't it? Quote, humorists have been scared out of the business by the touchiness now prevailing in every section of the community. Wherever you look, on every shoulder there's a chip, in every eye a cold glitter warning you. If you know what's good for you, not to start anything. Wodehouse wrote this in an autobiography, Over 70. He goes on to illustrate what he means at some length, stylishly, amusingly. For example, he writes that if you tried to be funny about porcupines, you'd get letters beginning, with reference to your recent tasteless and uncalled for comments on porcupines. God, that does sound present day, doesn't it?
It very much does.
And this was in 56? Is that what he said? Yeah, that was in 56. Wow.
It's pretty fucked up.
Well, I've said this a few times. The further we get away from our puritanical roots, the closer we get. True. If you're talking 56, this is before what Lenny Bruce, wasn't it? Wasn't Lenny Bruce early 60s?
62, I want to say.
So, I mean, you got it right before we basically open the floodgates of everything is okay. And then, you know where I really started to see people bitching about comedians in my lifetime? Andrew Dice Clay.
I was just going to mention him.
Yeah. Why must people fuck with comedy? Why, says Cheryl? Because it's the easiest place to go, because so often people say things that are purposefully provocative. The problem is when you have nothing else to bitch about, that's where you go. And back in the day, I mean, we've talked about this many times. Sorry. You know what? You listen every day. You know I say the same things over and over again. It's your fault for listening. Huh? Don't judge me. Anyhow. No, back then, I mean, you had this puritanical streak that was going on. You had the Christians. You can't swear on stage, and apparently you can't say things about porcupines either. I don't know enough about the 50s era to know what that's in regards to.
Like if it was an actual thing.
Well, and I mean, you could say that today too. I mean,
I expect it more today.
Yeah. Back then, I expected it more for, you said ass on stage. No.
How dare you?
But yeah, it calmed down after that. I mean, Lenny Bruce, who I don't think was all that funny, he opened the door for a lot of the comedy that we saw from comedians in the 60s and 70s, 80s, 90s, and then that they started just trying to kill people for in the 2000s, and especially today. How dare you not be woke?
Yeah.
How dare you, monkey? I judge you every day. More often than not, I find you funny. Oh, I appreciate that because I am funny. It's one of the few things when somebody tries to insult me, you're not funny. Like, yes, I am. You can say a lot of stuff about me, but you're not funny. Kiss my ass. Yes, I am. Excellent. Now stay live for the next 9 hours, so I have something to listen to on my drive north.
Hi, little bro.
How you doing, sweetie? I suppose that means you don't want a spot on the show. Don't worry, I wouldn't give you anyone anyway, because that would mean you'd have to. Well, she'd have to be using. She'd have to be. Did you ask her to sleep over? What?
No, I'd sneak her an invite because I bypass you when it's funny.
Well, that's true, but she still couldn't get on the show without my approval. It's one of the things I like about StreamYards, man.
Do they really have to be approved?
Yeah, when you come into the thing, I have to let you into the stream.
Damn it.
And no one else can do it.
I feel cheated.
I know, right? That's something you would have thought YouTube would have figured out a long time ago. You had how many streams did somebody come on and do something like the Gutenberg stream where the guy masturbated?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Now
about that.
Gutenberg might have let him in anyway, but at least then he would have known first that this guy's going to be in leather straps masturbating on his show.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Let's see, what's that? I have before admitted I stopped going to things to the Kathy. I feel like there's something. I feel like you had a monkey moment in whatever you were saying there. I have before admitted I stopped going to things because the humor no longer resonates with me. Most people go, fair enough, good on you for giving it a go. Oh, fair enough, yeah. Look, man, you don't have to like humor. You don't. And that's the part that people seem to be. It's like they want this really homogenous world. Like everybody's got to like what I like. You know what I mean? You're not allowed to have a different sense of humor. You're not allowed to have a difference of opinion. The hell's wrong with you?
I have very vast different tastes than most of the people around me, so
Yeah, that's a good thing. It's good for us to have variety. Nobody wants to eat the same damn thing every day. Now, some of us have to sometimes when you're poor and you eat ramen for a month because there's no other choice.
Never again.
See, but nobody wants to do that shit.
I mean, you do.
Well, I do, yeah, but it's different when it's mandatory than when it's a choice, I eat ramen because I want to. When I was a kid, I ate ramen because we had to. That's different.
How'd you keep the desire for it? I don't understand that.
Because it's good, man. It's tasty. Isn't there anything from your childhood that you ate you still like?
Everything.
See?
I didn't eat ramen in my childhood.
Well, that's different. That's why you don't like it.
We had Kraft macaroni and cheese.
I've never been the biggest fan of macaroni and cheese.
It depends. If it's on brand, it's delicious, and certain off brands is fine.
I like the Velveeta shells and cheese.
That's pretty good.
But if I'm having Kraft, I actually put more milk in than they say to, so it's kind of like soupy.
Me too. Why do we do that?
Because it tastes better that way.
I think so. I really do.
I don't want caked on cheese.
Yeah, that's some real dry powder. Whatever they put in that cheese, you got to stir it for forever otherwise.
And then people make baked macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
That's some weird shit. Don't do that. My wife loves it, but I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll have some
Your girlfriend
ramen.
likes it because it's easy. You just throw it on the stove, stir a little bit, and you're good.
Nah, I'm okay. My youngest son loves macaroni and cheese, and both of my granddaughters love macaroni and cheese. I'm like, nah. And I don't like it when, like, if you go out to eat somewhere, say, you know who's real bad? KFC overcooks their fucking macaroni horribly.
Yeah.
Horribly.
That's why I don't get the macaroni.
It's disgusting. But I know a lot of people love it. I'm like, that's nasty. Why are you eating that?
I want chicken now.
It's weird, man. I can't hear properly. My head is stuffed up. So I hope I'm not yelling at you guys. If I
You
am,
sound good to me.
turn down your computer. It's not my fault. Turn down your phone, whatever you're watching me on. Speaking of watching me on, don't forget, Monkey in the Morning is brought to you by you. If you'd like me to be able to have macaroni and cheese, please consider throwing a dime or two at me. I apologize that we're not in person and you can't actually throw dimes. I would let you.
I mean, would you let me use a slingshot if they was like 50-cent pieces?
No. You have to actually throw them. If you can't throw them that hard, then you don't get to fling them at me.
So you're gonna like say all the girls can't hit you because they throw like girls?
Well, they can't hit me because they throw like girls. It's not my
Wow.
fault. They know it. They're girls. Oh, I'm talking about I taught my daughter how to throw. That girl don't throw like no girl.
I'm gonna teach my children how to shoot.
You should do that too. No, I taught my daughter how to throw very well. She can throw a football and a baseball very fucking well.
I'm weird. I throw a baseball in my left hand and a football in my right hand.
One of the saddest things I ever saw, my nephew, he was, 12, 13. He had trouble throwing footballs. And I'm watching him try to do it. And remember, he's like 12 or 13. I can't remember. He was in that age range. I'm like, come here. He's like, what? I said, put the ball in your other hand. And he puts the ball in his other hand, throws a perfect spiral. I'm like, you're left-handed, aren't you? He goes, yeah. And I said, nobody told you to put that football in your right hand or in your left hand. No. God damn it. That's what happens when you're raised by women.
Yep, they taught me how to write with my right hand. I should be left-handed for just about everything, but I turned out to be ambidextrous, so it all worked out.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. But as soon as we put the ball in the right hand, he could throw just fine.
If I do all the precision work in my right hand and all like the brawler work in my left.
You know how I could tell he was left-handed when he threw that ball?
Because it kept curving one direction.
No, have you ever tried throwing with the hand that you're not naturally throwing with?
As previously stated moments ago, I don't have that problem.
Well, you said you throw one with your right hand.
Okay, yeah, well, let's be fair. I tried throwing like a football. It took a long time for me to teach my left hand how to do it, but when I threw it with my left hand, it did not go where I wanted to. I'd release it weird, and it would always like
yeah,
fly.
Exactly. And the only way, because when we were kids, we would all fuck around and try to throw with our other hand.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he did it, he threw exactly how I did. I'm like, oh man, that poor kid. Nobody pulled him aside and taught him how to fucking throw.
Yep.
Make sure there's a man in your life to teach your boys how to throw balls, for fuck's sake.
Got to have a man teach them how to play with their balls.
That's right. Look, women, you're okay with playing with balls, but men, we have the balls. We know how to do it. Anyhow, I didn't mean to talk about balls.
It always happens.
I don't even know what I was going to talk about tonight. All jokes aside, one of the reasons I like you is because you like Nickelback and tell people to fuck off about it. That guarantees that we don't agree on everything, and that's good. You know what? That's how I am, Virgil. If you don't like what I like, fuck off. I don't care. Go do what you like. I'll do what I like. It's awesome. Johnny Hellcat, thank you so much. My dad is left-handed, but was forced to use his right hand because only communists use their left hand. Well, that's true too. But that's how we spot them. It's okay to let them use their left hand. How else are we going to keep an eye on them?
Yeah.
I mean, Dax is a commie.
Yeah. I mean, eviscerate the proletariat.
Well, actually, he can throw with both hands, so he's a socialist.
Ha! I'm the gift that keeps on giving.
Indeed.
Speaking of Nickelback, I do like Nickelback. I don't know why everyone hates them so much.
You know why everybody hates them? Because some jackass online said, I hate Nickelback. They suck. And everybody went, yeah, that's funny. They suck.
No, one of my favorite songs by them is Animals, the song about girlfriend and like the dad finding them in a field. It's so good.
Yeah, that's a great song. That song led to one of the funniest moments of my life. We're listening to it when we first got the CD, and my daughter's listening. She goes, that song's dirty. I'm like, how do you know that song's dirty? That song is nothing but innuendo. I'm like, how you know that song's dirty? You better stop going to public school. Can't stay, already late. Last day of bear hunting. Oh, enjoy. Oh, fuck. I'm going to fuck up your name again. Sear.
What?
See?
What?
Saoirse. Did I get it right that time? Saoirse. In chat, there's a donation.
Why are they hunting bear?
Why not?
He has a job now. Don't hunt him.
Oh, it's a different bear. It's okay. It's Winnie the Pooh.
Oh,
Monkey,
yeah, kill that motherfucker.
you can talk shit about women all you want, but leave my left-handedness alone. Hey, look, Kami. I noticed you got red hair, Kami. Just throw it. You got it's in you so much it's coming out the top of your head. See you later, Circus. Have a good sleep, man. Now, I am curious. Are you actually bear hunting? Where's that? Where do you bear hunt?
In the middle of the city with an automatic weapon.
I thought we just like got rid of their environment and let them die off. Yeah, let's see. Because there's a website for that, should save you some time. I'm not sure what that's in relation to. Mm-hmm. He said something right above that. Do you mean bear hunt as in you're on the hunt for gay, hairy dudes?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, he said hairy gay dudes. My bad. I swear, if we ever meet in person, I'm going to punch you in the arm. I'm a cripple.
And?
I'm a cripple. See, that's the kind of thing a communist would do, is beat up a cripple.
I mean, I would.
Motherfucker, I'll stab your fucking face. What?
Whoa.
Florida teen allegedly attacks grandpa after being denied tomatoes. Oh, well, I like tomatoes, so I can kind of understand that. Let the girl have a tomato, for fuck's sake. What's wrong with her having tomatoes? She must really like tomatoes, man.
Yeah. I swear to God, Grandpa, if you touch my red fruit, you're dead.
A teen girl allegedly attacked her grandfather with a knife after being told she could have no more tomatoes for supper. I like the word supper. It's not used enough.
It's very traditional.
The police report said that on September 12th, 19-year-old Katie Jade Gates of Callahan, Florida girl,
of course,
became angry after she was refused more tomatoes. Gates's grandfather said the girl became upset and threw a water bottle at him and a pack of cigarettes at her 73-year-old grandmother, hitting her in the eye. Deputy said the grandfather tried to calm her down and attempted to discipline her, but she picked up a knife and came after him.
Wow.
He ran out the door. She chased him with the weapon. He ran and she said, "Motherfucker, I'll stab you in your fucking face." God damn, she likes. Hey, sweetie, get a job. Go buy all the fucking tomatoes you want.
Go down to a Wendy's or something. They probably give you one just to get out of their store.
She was later released on $18,000 bond.
And I bet you the grandparents paid for it.
Look, I like tomatoes. I really do. I eat them fresh from the garden, you know.
Oh.
I will eat a whole tomato like an apple. You know what the best thing to do? Cut off that top piece, put it up to your mouth and suck real hard and get all the jelly, and then you'll be fine. And then fill it back up with ranch and eat that bitch like an apple. Oh, it's so good. It's messy and it's wonderful.
I worry about you.
That's another food tip from Monkey. I can't. Good night, Chaos. Have a great night. I can't imagine stabbing somebody over a tomato. And from the sounds of it, she already had some because she wanted more.
So I wonder how many of the tomatoes she ate before the grandma was like, "Nah, cutting you off."
I don't know, man. On Nickelback Hate, I think it's musicians and music critics that told people that they were shit because it's simplistic, and music snobs like me that are young don't find value in it. Well, here's the thing. I was with you until the ranch part, says Bubba. Well, then just eat it just regular. That's fine. That's all right too. But there's a birthday. We'll get to it in just a moment. I'm sorry. I missed it. And thank you so much for pointing it out, Harbos. No, let's do the birthday song first.
Okay.
And for the record, guys, my throat is sore, my head hurts, so I'm going to do my very best here.
I'm on a shitty mic, and I'm going to do my most middling mediocre.
And this is for Green Thunder DeMighty. Green Thunder. I understand it's your birthday. 29 years old. You're coming into your 30s, man. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. It's a lot of fun, but goes fast. Goes fast. So this one, my friend, for you, and a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Shabab, shabab. Happy birthday to you. Shabab, shabab, shabab. Happy birthday, dear Green Thunder. Shabab, shabab. Happy birthday to you. Green Thunder, I hope you have a wonderful birthday. As I like to say, the best yet, but not the best ever. I really do hope. I love birthdays, man. They're great.
Oh,
So-
Polly. I see you, Polly.
He could have shabop, but he. I wonder if he's just tired because he was streaming earlier.
He might be, but I'm sending him a link anyway that
He
you
got
have to
that
approve of, apparently.
He got that link.
Oh, that's right. I'm not on the auto invite list anymore. I have to be around.
If you want back in there, I'll put you back in there. I just didn't want to spam your shit, man.
Dude, I don't mind. It's not spam when it's coming from you guys.
All right. Well, then I will throw it back in there. I just didn't want you to.
Yay.
Hang on. I got to remember how to do it. So we were talking about Nickelback. So
We were.
here's the thing. Nickelback would have fit in perfect in the 80s. They absolutely would have.
I agree. And it had to be the middling to the late 80s, but not quite into the 90s.
How do I add somebody to a group?
Mm-hmm. Should have
Edit.
never left the last one. While he's doing that, I would like to say that I don't think they're as simplistic as we give them the least credit for, because I'm learning bass. Like I'm shitty and I know it, but there are some songs I do well. I can't play Nickelback bass very well, just to say. So I appreciate them for not being super simple that I can just pick up and play. Because some bands that I like that I thought were like complicated, like some stuff out of I don't know, just off the top of my head, like even Breaking Benjamin, they're not that complicated, but they're fun. But I can't play Nickelback even if it's simple. If that makes sense.
Nickelback, they're a throwback to that time. They all play their own instruments, and I know we're in a time of auto tune, and it's basically a more advanced 70s now. It really is. We're in a new disco phase.
I like disco.
I'm not the biggest fan of disco.
I like funky disco. I'll be specific.
Now a song like "Play That Funky Music, White Boy," that shit gets my head a popping, and yeah, I'm just dancing along.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, man, that just takes me.
Staying Alive is I can't sing that because that dude sings way too high, but I fucking love that song. It's catchy as shit, that beat and everything. But so much of it was synthetic music, and we've gotten back into that shit. And you have people who don't play their own instruments. You have people who barely can sing, and they're so overproduced. And sorry, guys, I'm not being mean. I'm not. That's just listen to them when they sing live anywhere. They suck. But
Chad Kroger's a dick, so
yeah, I've heard that too. But it doesn't bother me because I don't know him. I don't hang out with him. But their actual music I enjoy quite a bit. And they are old school in the fact that they do a lot of songs that are dirty, but it's innuendo instead of "I want to fuck you." The
writing sounds a lot like Kiss would come up with it.
It's got a very ZZ Top kind of
yeah.
And I'm a huge fan of those bands and stuff. So yeah, I mean, they would have fit in very well in the 80s, and now people are like, this music's garbage. Like, fuck off. I don't care. I like it. And if you don't, that's your business. Much like comedy, if you don't like what I like, just don't listen to it. Go listen to what you like, and we'll all be happy. It is funny to me when people, I don't like Nickelback. Well, what do you like? Well, I like lots of things. No, give me a specific. Give me a specific, because I want to shit on your music because I think it's funny.
I like just about everything. I'm not a big fan of R&B and rap and soul. It's not a race thing. It's just I don't like the trilly voice. You know, where the girl's like, ah. I hate that shit. Don't do that.
I'm a
huge fan. You have a strong voice without that. I just don't like it.
I'm a big fan of R&B and rap. I like all kinds of music.
Early 90s rap was okay.
Now today's rap, no,
Garbage,
no,
hot garbage.
it is. It's overly produced crap, and
Old
it's
Town
not
Road
rap's
makes me
fault.
angry.
It's not rap's fault. This has happened to every genre of music.
Mhm.
The money makers get involved. It's like, no, this is what people like to hear, and then they give us samey sounding shit over and over until somebody finds a different sound that suddenly everybody likes to hear. It's amazing if you go back and look at the top songs from each year over the last several decades, how different they are from one another.
Mhm. You listen to the party songs from like the mid '90s and what it is now. It's like, wow, really?
You can't make fun of my music because I don't listen to any. You should listen to music. Music is good for the soul.
Uh, Monopoly. I say Thunder Rolls is probably my favorite country song. It's a Garth Brooks song.
Yeah, Mr. Monopoly just asked us our favorite country song. My favorite country song. Whew. Right now, the one I listen to the most is actually "Live, Laugh, Love" from. What the fuck is his name?
Your guess is better than mine. I don't follow country as much as I used to.
The fuck is his name? He actually sings a lot of songs. He also sings the song "Holding Her and Loving You." It was
Oh, god damn it! What is that guy's name?
Earl Thomas Conley did the original, which I loved, and then I heard his version. He had done it on a live show once.
Clay
And
Walker.
Clay Walker, yes, thank you.
Okay.
And he eventually finally put it on an album. Like, oh, thank you, I love you. Yeah, I love me some. But I also listen. Fuck, man. If I showed you guys my iTunes, you'd be like, this has to be different people. It has to, because I'm all over the place.
You know what's funny though? My favorite driving songs usually come out of like the '60s and '70s.
I don't have a lot of 60s and 70s stuff up on there, but I do. I have played that funky music white boy because I fucking love that song. Plus, it annoys the shit out of Lady Monkey.
Yeah.
Polly's still singing Casanova from yesterday. Man. My favorite country song is older than I am, The Battle of New Orleans by Johnny Horton.
Wow.
In 1814, we took a little trip along with Colonel Jackson down the mighty Mississippi. Took a little bacon and we took a little beans and we fought the bloody British in the town of New Orleans. I love that song. My dad was a huge fan of Johnny Horton. North to Alaska was another one that he constantly had on.
To Alaska.
Also by Johnny Horton. I'm telling you guys, I have a very eclectic music knowledge. Again, the thing that gets me is people are like, well, what do you like? I'm like, I'm not exactly always sure of the song I'm talking about or the person who sang it.
You'd be surprised what me and Blood used to do when we both had similar schedules. We just sit in his Discord and just talk shit about like all the good music we loved and how the new stuff sucks, like just royally sucks.
I need to cough. You have this for a moment.
Yeah, but it'd be eclectic stuff that he thinks I wouldn't know because I'm such a youngin' compared to him, and I'd be like, "Oh, I know this song," and I start like singing. He's like, "How the hell do you know what that is?" And it drives people nuts the amount of stuff I've listened to. I'm just not a super fan of the new stuff, and I can't get into it. And it's not like I don't want to get into the new stuff. It's just it is really just factory produced tripe, and I just dislike it. That's why I appreciate groups that are like throwbacks and funny. Like Steel Panthers is a great what do you call it, hair metal band for the now that's completely disgusting in their lyrics, but they're funny as shit. And I love their stuff.
Zelthor said, I'm so tired of hearing today's music sucks. Blank decade was so much better. Do I have to pull up Filthy Frank for this? You can pull up whatever you like. It doesn't change that today's music sucks. I mean, you can bring Jesus back and he can tell me that, no, today's music's fine. I'll be like, shit, it's actual shit.
Yeah, I don't
like it. Himself. No,
you could put like 50s pop stuff on and I'd be happy. I'll sit there and listen to like Lollipop all day over like Old Town Road.
Lollipop. I like Old Town Road, actually.
I don't.
I know you don't. I also, my favorite new song, you know what? Old Town Road might have replaced it, but is still all about that bass. I fucking love this song.
It's fun, it's catchy, but that goes back to the type of music we were just talking about, though. If you think about it, because it has a lot in common with that old, like what do you call it? It
does.
Malt shop stuff.
It does. It's kind of a throwback song. And again, and people like that. Somebody just said most of yesterday's music sucked too. There's a lot of shit music all the time.
Sure,
that's just fact. But to me, the best time for music was mid 80s to mid 90s. And that's because not only did you had your pop, you had your hair metal, you had your country, and all of those were experimenting, going into various ways as well,
It seemed to
But
have the most diversity
you
amongst
did, because you also had R&B that blew up real big then. You had rap, which was invented around that time, or in that time frame, and was coming into age. There was so much going on. There was so much potential. And then in the early 90s, they brought in grunge and fucked everything up, threw this monkey wrench into it, and
I
shit just
like
started
grunge.
going. I know, just let it happen. I probably could get into some grunge if it wasn't for the fact that they made my whole generation stop bathing, and I will never forgive them for that. Take me home.
I love that song. I'm a freak for that. Oh my god! Every time somebody puts on a new version, I'm like, there's only one version I'll listen to and love, and that's John Denver.
Oh, John Denver was great. He had such a unique voice. See, apparently we're doing a music show again, guys. Get over it.
Are you sure you
John
don't want
Denver.
Unblood? Because this is right up your alley.
John Denver had such a unique voice. There's a lot of guys that they had these unique voices, and even if you don't appreciate their music, you should be able to appreciate what because I hate Dylan, Bob Dylan.
Yeah, he's a good songwriter, but a shitty singer.
Like,
Can you?
his songs sound like he's getting ready to take over the fucking world.
Right.
His singing is shit, but he had some very good songs. I mean, Knocking on Heaven's Door. How can you not love that song?
I love that song.
If you want to hear a good version of it, go listen to Guns N' Roses version. It's much better. Monkey, I'm your generation. I bathe regularly. Good for you, Mr. Potato. There were a lot of people in our schools, though, and you know this. They put on flannel. They put on green cargo pants, dirty ass tennis shoes, and stopped bathing with their greasy, nasty hair. I just wanted to flunk them in the head, but I was afraid my finger would catch some disease. Nasty bastards.
Ooh, that's a bold claim there, Lee. Clapton better than GNR.
If you're talking about that version of the song, I'm definitely going to disagree with you. I understand. I like Clapton's version. I'm not going to, and I've told you guys this many times. I am not a fan of covers.
Me neither. I do like when we were talking about country road. I'm just going to say this one bit. There's a Japanese version that I actually really like that's sung like more of a ballad, and I recommend people go check it out at some point. But I'm sorry, continue.
No, you're fine. There's very few people that I've heard that I like the new version more. Like Cats in the Cradle. We were asked about that a couple of days ago. I love the newest version of that, the one that came out by Ugly Kid Joe. The original I actually prefer, and I don't even remember who sings it. But Ugly Kid Joe did such a close rendition that I don't hate it. Most of the time, somebody's got to, we're going to add flair to this. Like, no, people like that song because it's a good song. Don't fuck it up, please.
I know there's something Wolf, Bad Wolf, right? They did a Zombie, and that was great. They were actually collaborating with her before she passed. So,
Dax, if you ever get to see Steel Panther live, do it.
I
seen a little bit for Priest, and the bassist has a vanity on stage, and they brought a bunch of 40-year-old women on stage at the end.
That's still pretty hot, though. You see a lot of boob when you go to a Steel Panther, apparently.
There's a cover band called Me First and the Gimme Gimmes.
I love it.
I hate
mentioning cover bands, but I know one named Love Monkeys. They're local and they're awesome.
I hate father songs now. Need less reminders of that. POS. Look, I love father songs. I always have. I loved my dad, and let me tell you, when Dad died, I sat here listening to "That's My Job" by Conway Twitty over and over and over, and I just let myself cry. Oh, I love Conway, man.
I'm not surprised, but I haven't listened to Conway Twitty in forever.
He used to be the bad boy of country music because he would sing dirty shit and get away with it. And country music, they had this love-hate relationship with him because, Blood, where the hell are you in my
I sent one on on Discord, and I sent one on Twitter.
Oh, there he is. I'll send him another.
Beat you to it.
Well,
Just
that's
because I can't
fine.
approve them doesn't mean I don't beat you to it.
I did it too. Anyway, no, I loved Conway, man. Tight Fitting Jeans is one of my favorite songs ever. It's such a great song. If you guys don't know the song, it's a song about this guy who's sitting in a country bar, and this chick comes in all decked out in her country gear, and he's like, you could tell she ain't never been in a bar like this before. And then they talk and stuff, and he finds out that she's a rich woman who just wanted to be a good old boy's girl. So they dance, and he fucks her and sends her home. It's a great song. It's an awesome song. It's a nice story song. I love story songs, man. The ones that actually tell a story. Like Kenny Rogers is great for those. Great for telling. Family Guy kind of ruined Conway Twitty. Well, one, I don't watch much of Family Guy, and two, you can't ruin Conway Twitty for me. He's awesome.
He's the only reason why most of my generation and lower knows him, though. Not me, because I'm very widespread and I had very interesting grandparents. But yeah,
hello,
most
darling.
people know me then.
It's nice to see you. It's been a long time. Hey, Polly.
That is an interesting picture, Polly.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Better than yesterday.
Good to hear.
I heard you took a spill.
Yeah, hell of a one. But I'm even after a long stream, I guess I'm not completely talked out yet. I don't know, man. I'm scared of that Percocet. I could take half of one and that knocked me the fuck out. But you know,
Texas Red says that's my job as a tearjerker. Oh man, that song. It's always been one of those. And at the very beginning of the song, guys, he's talking about like he had a bad dream about his dad dying, so he runs down the hallway and jumps in bed with his dad. And then at the end of the song, his dad actually does die. So it's always been, you know, it puts that thought in your head, you know, one day dad ain't going to be here. And then when my dad died, man, I had to be the stoic person because that's who I am for the family, which I don't mind, but I needed that moment to myself. So yeah, when everybody went to bed that first night, I sat there and just listened to it on repeat and just tons of tears and boogers. And I sang along and it was very cathartic. How you doing, Blood?
I'm doing just fine. If I was doing any better, it'd probably be illegal.
Don't forget to pimp your stuff out on occasion, man.
Sure. Yeah, I'll put the link in the chat right now.
You know, you do that, and I will throw it down in the description. I'll grab it. And what were you saying, Polly?
what was the name of the song you were describing?
Which one?
Job.
The Conway.
Conway Twitty.
That's my job. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you've never heard that?
Not that I know of. I might have, but I didn't realize.
It's gonna make you babble like a little girl, so probably don't listen to it right now.
It sounds powerful. Yeah.
Oh,
good.
up
It's very
on
good.
Conway Twitty. He was huge when I was a kid.
Oh man, he did some great songs, man. Have you listened to The Gambler? I can sing The Gambler. I sing The Gambler walking. That is my go-to song when I'm just walking around singing. It's a true story.
I didn't know you were such a Kenny Rogers fan.
I love Kenny Rogers. Look, I grew up. My mom was a country fan, and we weren't allowed to listen to rock in my house at that time because that was devil's music.
Sure.
True story. So, but we were allowed to listen to country music, just not when we got close to the church. So when we got close to the church, mom would turn it down. I guess.
Yeah, I guess
it was a strict church, man. So
I just never really. I don't know. I never lived that life, so I don't. You know, I never had those kind of restrictions on me, so it always strikes me as weird when people tell me stuff like that.
It was weird, and looking back, it's like that was such a weird thing for mom to differentiate, you know.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because a lot of country music, I mean, yeah, okay, look, some of it is questionable, like Conway. Let's be honest, Conway sings some dirty shit. But at that time, we're talking about the early '80s, man. We're talking. I was 5, 6, and 7 around this time, so we're talking 80, 81, 82. Not a lot of dirty music in there, and not a lot of, you know, jamming guitar riffs and stuff. But for some reason, the church they were very much against that. They did bring in some Christian rock and some Christian country singers that we were allowed to listen to.
Mhm.
But yeah, we had to be out of the church parking lot and back on the highway before Mom would turn the radio back on. Strict
Minimum on the highway, going at least 55. That's the
Slow
devil can't
hand is
catch you
really
if you're going any faster than 50. It's-
Texas Red says slow hand is really suggestive. Yeah, it is. Conway was the best with that music, man. If you guys don't know Conway Twitty, go onto YouTube and just listen, and don't get all bent out of shape because it's not what you're used to hearing. Just go listen. It's a lot. He sings a lot of good stuff, man. Blood, you a fan of Conway?
He's all right. I'm not a great big country person. I mean, I like some country. I went through my country phase in the early 90s.
Oh, so you're more Garth.
Yeah, I was into Garth
I'm big into Garth.
And what was the fella had longish hair? Done
Travis Tritt.
Travis Tritt.
Travis
Exactly.
Tritt. Oh, great singer.
Yeah. I'm a rock and roller. I'm like you though. I have a very wide taste in music. I mean, I love classical music, love bluegrass, absolutely love bluegrass.
Oh, bluegrass is great, man. I love the sound of a banjo.
Oh yeah,
Dad loved it. I get my musical taste from all over the place, and Dad was old country, Mom was new country, and again, that's at the time, the early 80s.
Well, that sounds like me, of course, much earlier than that.
Right, yeah. Which is weird because I know I liked older country than you do.
Yeah, my
he was just stoned through the 80s, guys.
Yeah, well, through the 70s, at least into the early 80s. My mom was into the 50s rock and roll, you know.
Oh, love that. Yeah.
And that's what I was raised on. And Dad was into the old school country, you know, like hey, good looking.
What you got cooking?
Yeah. And my grandmother introduced me to big band music, and had a lot of influences.
Love the sound of banjo as long as it's not playing the song from Deliverance. Deliverance was a scary movie. I don't like any movie with forced butt rape. I really don't.
Squeal, piggy, squeal.
Deliverance for me is just a family reunion.
I was going to say it's a life story.
It's a day at the beach. Let's see what's going on. How about Styx and others 80s rock bands?
Styx is good.
This is where we're getting into what I talked about earlier, where there's a lot of music I like, but I couldn't tell you who sang it or what the names of the songs were. From the 80s, there's a lot of stuff I do know, of course. But there's a lot of it. It's like I have no recollection of the name of that band.
Oh, well, I'm an expert on 70s. Pretty much. You don't want to get in a game of Trivial Pursuit if the subject is rock and roll with me, if it's dealing with 70s.
Yes.
But yeah, I love Styx until after Mr. Roboto. That was about the last song that I liked. They got a little funky after that before their breakup. But yeah.
For the record, guys, I will be muting myself from time to time. Please talk to the people while I do that. I'm congested, y'all.
Got to get that mucus out.
I sang Victim of Love at a karaoke bar about a month ago. Cool.
Nice.
Did they throw stuff at you?
Diamonds Up Forever at a fucking karaoke club about 2 months ago. No one expected that shit.
It's been a while since I've done karaoke.
I asked you this, Ranting Monkey Bill. What sort of music did the rest of the guys get introduced to by their siblings? Anyone?
Siblings. I usually introduce music to my siblings, so.
Yeah, I mean, I was the oldest and the only boy, so.
Oh, yeah.
Polly? No.
There you go. Their families didn't love them.
No, it was just the other way around. In my family, I introduced my sisters to music.
Oh. You said that right after I said their families didn't love them. You're like, no, it's the other way around. I hated my family. Fuck those guys. Yeah. No.
You know what kind of music I can legitimately say I don't like just because of the entire sound of it. I don't know if it's an exact genre or just like music that I tend to group together on my own.
reggae.
early to mid. No, reggae is cool. Early to mid 80s synth pop wave.
Oh God,
You don't like
call it
Flock of
like-
Seagulls?
I don't know what
you're
that is.
It's actually a leftover of the 70s.
It absolutely sounds like it is. Like, you know, the fucking like some kind of like Pet Shop Boys. And I know this is like just sacrilegious to say. What's the Whip It? What's that group?
Devo.
Devo. I hate fucking Devo.
Oh, Devo's
What?
awesome, man.
And people
Whipping
love it.
I thought we
know
were
I'm-
friends. What the hell?
I know I'm going against the grain. I realize Devo's really popular, but when I listen to Whip It, I'm like, I don't get it.
Well,
like,
there was so much more than Whip It. You need to get there's
little girls, they make me.
there's an album called Hits and Misses. It's got a German World War II airplane on the front. Listen to it. Some of it's pretty esoteric, pretty out there, but yeah, there's so much more than Whip It to Devo's category.
I get Whip It,
Sorry,
but
go ahead.
I'm with you on most of their music, Polly. It's just I synthesize crap. Safety Dance. I fucking hate that song, and I'm the only person I know that does.
What's wrong with you?
That song sucks.
Yeah, that synth pop was just it was kind of a branch off of new wave, which was a branch off of punk, and by that time it had played itself out and just got stupid.
Sorry, Polly. I didn't mean to jump you there, but Safety Dance. I fucking hate that goddamn song.
I feel
I don't know
betrayed.
that song. Is it real 80s
can
synth
dance
pop?
it.
Do you really not know that song?
We are friends.
Here, I'll go listen to it right now, and I'll let you know if I do or not.
Yeah, go
Take
listen
a
to
15
it.
second. You'll
You'll
recognize.
know it if you know it. Put it that way.
Fair enough.
It's one of those songs that as soon as it's, you'll be, oh yeah, I know this.
And he said earlier he hadn't heard of the flock of seagulls. You're not missing nothing. You're not missing nothing.
They had their one big song. What was it?
And
Right
I
away.
ran.
Yes.
I ran so far away.
I don't mind that song. It's not horrible.
It sure got the play on MTV. God, my
Yeah.
gosh.
That
Yeah,
guy looked like
see-
a creepy Gary Busey vampire.
When people talk about the 80s music, when I talk about 80s
Oh
music,
fuck! Yeah,
Yeah,
You know the
that
song?
yeah.
see?
Like I'm just hearing this. Dun, 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 like I'm just hearing this synthesizer. I'm like, okay. This doesn't sound very familiar. I was like, we can give me one too. I'm like, oh god, I know this song. No,
Yes. I hate that song. My wife loves it, and everybody in the house loves it, and I fucking hate it.
Let's start dancing around you like from Polly Shore's Biodome movie.
I fucking hate that song.
and this song's from the early '80s, is it?
In there somewhere.
Huh.
See, again, what I was just talking about, when I talk about 80 songs, I'm actually talking like 84 through the mid 90s, because there's a group, there's a bit at the beginning of the 80s that is still a leftover from the 70s when people are trying to get out of that shit, out of disco, and there's a lot of that crossover crap, like Bloodwing was talking about, where it just eventually just gets bad. And if you listen, because in the van we have the satellite radio,
Oh,
and they have an 80s station. Like, this is great. And sometimes it plays the greatest music ever. And then sometimes it's like, I'm going to drive into a tree. Oh, man.
Just a minute. You're in love with Bryan Adams.
I like Bryan Adams.
I know.
Adam Ant. He's all into Adam Ant.
No,
Adam, man.
I love me some Bryan Adams. Yeah, great stuff. I've been reading Batman, Superman. It's a good series. Cool. Ice Ice Baby. Look, Ice Ice Baby is one of the greatest songs ever. Period. Hands down. Ice Ice Baby.
The one by Queen or the one by Vanilla Ice? Oh shit.
Vanilla Ice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Vanilla Ice is Ice Ice Baby, and Hammers. You Can't Touch This. They were out around the same time, and it was such a great time to be a kid. Hall & Oates. Oh my god, man! It is amazing how many songs Hall & Oates had out in the 80s.
Before my grandkids and my oldest daughter moved out at the first of the year, I pulled up a video of Hammer doing Can't Touch This, and showed it to my oldest grandson, and he fell in the floor laughing at the parachute pants.
Oh yeah, man, those are horrible. That was back when performers knew how to dress instead of, if I want attention, I'm going to throw on a meat dress.
Yeah.
Oh, look, she has sharks dancing with her.
Yeah, I can handle Hammer and some of the early Will Smith and stuff like that, but I'm just not much of a rap person. I gave it a shot. It just doesn't grab me. I love old school funk though, which is what rap came from.
Sure.
I love old school funk. Absolutely.
I like all of Will Smith. Well, I don't want to say all of it, but every album he's put out, I've enjoyed.
I've stopped listening after Big Willie Style.
Oh, Big Willie Style was great, man.
Yeah, it was my favorite.
Getting Jiggy with it. I like Getting Jiggy with it.
It's catchy.
Miami's great. What are some of the?
You know who wrote that?
What? Miami?
Yeah,
No.
Nas.
Did he?
Yeah,
No, it's a great song, man.
it's why it's just so. Any song that's written about a place and it's written by somebody who's not from there, it's just the most stereotypical thing of the place ever because that's all they know, right?
Yeah,
Just,
right.
It's like $100,000 cars. Everybody's got them. Like, and that's Nas trying to write like Will Smith. It's like if you ever listen to like Still DRE, like Dr. Dre. Do you know that track with Snoop Dogg?
No.
It's written by Jay-Z, and you can tell because you listen to the lyrics, and it sounds like somebody who doesn't really know LA very well, so they just write a bunch of stereotypes.
Stereotypes are there for a reason, Polly.
It's the land of sticky green and bad traffic. Like that's all Jay-Z could think to talk about LA with.
Fair enough.
Atheist icon out there in the chat, quoting Steve Miller. Hey,
I love
I'm
Steve
a
Miller Band.
joker.
No, that's not fair. I love most of Steve Miller Band.
YouTube is censoring shit. Yeah, they do that a lot. Sorry about that, man. Crisscross. Oh my god.
you mean the two little boys that wore their clothes backwards?
Wore their clothes backwards. Yeah. Stupid. Oh man, God. Such great shit though from the old days, man.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier disco and how bad it was, and it was bad. I hated disco, but you know what? So did most everybody else. It was just one of those things that got really popular, mostly on the coasts, and the rest of us in the middle had to put up with it.
There's some of it that's actually good. Very little of it is actually good.
Well, I will admit one of my guilty pleasures is Casey and the Sunshine Band.
There you go. There you go, Casey. Yeah.
But there's a lot of disco influence. Like I saw somebody say earlier that like disco is not funk, and it's to deny the big overlap is just
it came from funk.
That's what I mean. There's a difference, and it's like Sly and the Family Stone to say that they don't have tracks that could be played up in a disco is just wrong. Like you listen like Michael Jackson's first album. Oh, it's a disco romper room free for all. You know what I mean? Like
that was Prince's first album, man. His first two.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Prince's first two albums are disco heavy. Now that's not to say they're Staying Alive, for example, is like as a quintessential disco track, if you know what I mean.
No, it's missing the deep bass, which is what almost all the songs I like from disco have a deep bass.
Me too. Through.
It's synthesized music, but there's still somebody playing bass, which is awesome.
Take it out of it. It had that soul to it, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Give me some good old George Clinton or Lakeside or.
Oh, George
Clinton.
George, man, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Really?
All I remember from the early 90s is a lot of jumping around. Well, yeah, that happened.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, the mosh pits and yeah. Stupid, dirty hippies. I'm sorry, grunge.
I've always tried to stay up with what's current, even yet today. I remember when my kids were younger. You know, my oldest daughter, Mama Minnie, some of you know, shows up in chat sometimes. Was one of the goth kids, you know, with the dog colors and the black fingernails. But her friends would show up and she'd say, "Dad, can I borrow your Disturbed CD?" "Oh yeah, sure, kid. It's over there." And they're like, "Your dad listens to Disturbed?"
Real quick. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say we were talking about covers earlier, and they did a phenomenal cover of A Sound of Silence.
Oh, they did, yeah.
Thank you, Tyrai over on the Streamlabs, who says, I can't donate to Polly. Sniffles. Why not? What happened to the Polly?
Yeah, they also
why the hell not? That's what I don't have my Streamlabs up. I hope that's what that means.
Oh shit!
They shut me down, man.
Also, Dax, they done a really good cover of the song "Shout." So,
Land of Confusion was great. That just they hit a home run with all the covers they did on that whole set.
Oh, another one bites the dust. That's a good song.
Queen was actually the very first concert I ever went to in 1975. As a matter of fact,
really,
yeah, during their Bohemian Rhapsody tour, Night at the Opera.
I think my first concert was Ray Stevens.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was back when Freddie still had long hair, and we all knew he was gay as heck. But
they're saying he's bi now. I don't know if that's true. I don't care.
Whatever.
It's Freddie Mercury. He could do whatever he wanted, and he suffered for it.
Yeah, whatever. He was a phenomenal performer.
He's one of the few singers that I would put up there with Prince in voice range. Who could sing anything from a hard rock song to this soft ballad, and at times you might not even know it's actually him singing until you find out, oh fuck, that was Queen.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you know that he was actually his voice was naturally a baritone, but he normally sung in the tenor range? It's amazing what he could do with his voice.
If people say I should be doing the same, it's like I talk in baritone. I hum to myself in baritone when I don't want people to hear me, but when I'm singing, I go to tenor.
I sing however I sing.
Yeah.
Texas Red says their first concert was Alabama. My brother actually got to go to their farewell tour.
Lucky.
He invited me. I'm like, I can't, and I actually wish I had.
Oh.
One of my biggest. I'm not a big concert person. But
depends on who it is.
The closest place to go to concerts around here is a place in Grand Rapids. And I found out the week after he was there that Prince had been there.
Oh, yeah, you told me that.
I was like, no. Elton John has been there. I fucking love Elton. See,
I haven't been to a concert in 20 years, probably.
Last concert I went to was I think it was either Rob Zombie or Rise Against.
Well, the last person I seen in concert, none of you guys have probably heard of, is a fellow called Milo Lefebvre.
Never heard him.
Christian rock. Is a very, very talented, very, very, very good performer, and not a lot of altar call crap in his concerts. It was just music. But people haven't heard of him because he was in that genre.
My first concert was Warrant. Oh, Warrant, Cherry Pie.
Yeah.
Bobby Brown. Now, in the 80s, there were two Bobby Browns. There's Bobby Brown of New Edition and then Bobby Brown fame. And then there was Bobby Brown, the little blonde who kept showing up in videos. I love her.
Yeah.
Just going to leave that there.
He's going to go find a stock now, guys.
Have you seen Bobby Brown in her short shorts in that video?
Not lately.
Oh, my God.
Hey, Evil One, do me a favor. Put that up in the hashtag for me, and I'll take a look later.
You can tell she ain't had no daddy because he would have drug her home and made her dress.
Yeah.
Because, God damn. My first concert was Boston opening for Sabbath. Wow.
That had to be fun.
I went to a Sabbath concert right before they broke up. The original lineup broke up. They still had Ozzy. And you could tell there was trouble. They didn't do that great. And Ozzy was obviously stoned out of his gourd.
Ozzy? No.
But the saving grace of that concert is the opening act was a little group from California that almost no one in my area had heard of yet, called Van Halen.
Oh.
I was asked if I was a fan of Rage Against the Machine. Not especially.
They're okay. Guerrilla Radio's fine. It's a good nod your head song, but I don't care that much.
Torcular, I actually went to the AC/DC Nugent concert during that tour. Yeah,
nice.
Nugent.
But yeah, as far as Rage, if they come on, it's not like I'm going to turn them off, but it's not something I seek out either. There's a lot of bands like that, a lot of songs like that is like, I don't care if it's on, but it's not something I seek out.
Yeah, I'm not so much into commie punk.
Yeah.
I think might have been Kiss Destroyer Tour.
I always wanted to see Kiss in concert, but not
Well,
gonna
see,
happen now.
That's a hard one for me. I do like some of the Kiss music, but you got to, when they come out, I was a teenager, and they were actually considered the teeny boppers, the young teen, the preteens music. You know, they were thought of kind of like Bieber. You know, you weren't allowed to like them back then.
They changed that though, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They did. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Kiss. My favorite song by Kiss is actually Beth.
Really?
Yeah. It's it's an interesting ballad for them.
I would never have expected. I would have thought you would have been more like a Detroit Rock City.
No, I'm a sucker for a ballad, man.
Gay.
Yes, I'm very gay when it comes to that. It's my hair talking. It's so close to my ears, I can't help it.
Oh, Jacob, I love the Gears series. Haven't played 5, but I do love the Gears of War series. One of my favorites.
I could never play it because you got to play with the. Well, now they have it on PC, but you had to play with the controller, and I can't aim with a controller, man.
Yeah,
It's weird, dude.
You see, I look, man. You give me a mouse and a keyboard, and I'll light up anything. You give me a fucking controller, I look like they let the special kid play.
I mean, isn't that how it always works when you play?
Shut up. Funky Cold Medina. Oh my god, I love Tone Loc, and that
Cold Medina.
That and Wild Thing were actually written by Young MC, the guy who sang Principal's Office. But Tone Loc got to sing those ones for. I don't know why why he sang them instead of Young MC. But what was that movie Young MC was in? He was in a movie with. Oh God, what the fuck? Shit, I can't think of the guy's name.
I don't remember. If you would have stuck with Tone Loc, I'd have been like, he was in a lot of stuff I remember. Ferngully, fucking Ace Ventura.
Yeah, Tone Loc was in Ace Ventura. No, there was I can't remember the guy's name, but he was hiding from the law, and so he went back to school, and
God, what is the name? I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm thinking of?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't remember the name of the goddamn movie though.
What the hell was the name of the actor?
Shit.
I can't think of it. Oh well.
I'm gonna have to look it up because that's gonna bother me.
It's not important anyway. Well, look up Tone Loc. I mean, sorry, Young MC. How many movies could he have been in? It's not like he was a sought after actor.
LG's is Dire Straits. Anyone? Yeah, Money for Nothing.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, you're fine. LG mentioned in Dire Straits. Yeah. Money for Nothing was played in so many stripper bars in the 80s.
Yeah, no doubt. Rembrandt, thank you for that with the John Cryer. What's the name of that movie?
Just kill
Look up that movie, Dax. I need to know.
I'm working on it.
It's a John Cryer movie from the late 80s, I believe.
There we go. It went through. Tyrai over on the Streamlabs for $5. Thank you very much. I need my comic book curation! Exclamation mark. Cool.
Well, you're feeling better, right?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I'm not terribly mobile, but I'm feeling better, yeah.
So decent chances of a show Wednesday night?
I think, yeah.
There you go.
Think so. You know what I keep getting? Did you tell me you banged your head? No, symptoms from a concussion. You getting the sparks before your eyes? You know, the traveling.
Oh yeah,
like with a can.
Oh, hiding out. Sorry,
hiding out. Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
That's
the doctor told me to continue to expect those, and it's like, oh yeah, he wasn't fucking kidding. It's
they'll go. It takes like a week or so.
Yeah, that's what he said. He goes, it's going to be about a week. He said, if your vision closes in badly or you find yourself getting nauseous. And I'm like, remember I told you about the vertigo from the Meniere's disease? Yeah. And he's like, okay, well, if it gets worse than what you're used to, I'm like, oh, thanks. That was really helpful. Thank you, Tyra. I appreciate that.
The first time I busted my head hard enough to get a concussion, I didn't go to the doctor for two reasons. One, I'm not going to a doctor for a concussion. And two, there was no getting to the doctor. We had rabbits at the time, and they were outdoor rabbits. They were show rabbits.
George.
And my children went to feed the rabbits. And for some reason, my youngest son put on my shoes to do it. Well, we'd had an ice storm. There was like an inch of ice everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I look out, my driveway is like a 45-degree angle. And I'm looking out I go to check on the kids. I look out the door, and my son is sliding down the driveway with my shoes up at the top. I'm like, what the fuck happened? So I go running out to save my son. Well,
Oh, I thought you meant he was sitting on your shoes, sliding down them, like
No.
using them as a. Okay.
Somehow he'd gotten out of my shoes. Whether he did it on purpose or not, I don't
Got
know.
it.
But he was
Got
sitting
it.
on his knees, sliding down, and he
Okay.
didn't mean to, obviously. And so I go running out to get him, and I got about 4 steps out, and my feet just went straight up, and I landed on my head.
Ouch.
I was fucked up all day. I have no memory of that day after that. And then of course I've done it several times with the stairs.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain I have a crack in my skull right there.
I normally wouldn't have gone, but when like the blurriness of vision and the fact my vision was closing in from the left side only had me a little worried. And I look in the mirror and my eyes are jittery and I'm like, this is not good. And the size of this goose egg on my head is unbelievable. So
no, I'm not judging you for going in there. If I did it bad enough, I almost went in for this one where I'm pretty sure I cracked it. But by the time I realized I'd probably cracked it, it's like, well, there's nothing they're gonna be able to do for it anyway. So I'll just sit here and I'll just grow a ridge in my head. It'll be fine.
Well, at the very least, I was telling Eve about this. The reason why, telling her on Noir Bar, the reason why that it's not covered, everything that I did, is because it was the neurological tests were conducted by a specialist, and those are.
Oh yeah, I heard you.
Oh, okay. So you heard that story? Yeah, that bugs the shit out of me. Same
Tell
testing.
the chat.
Okay, so if it had been a regular general practitioner, general trauma room doctor who had given me the neurological tests, it would have been covered. But
Explain what that test is.
Oh, he pulled a pen out of his pocket and said, follow the tip of this pen, up, down, left, right, diagonal, right? And he was watching if my eyes were jittering. And then the little device that they use where I don't know what it's called, an ioscope, where they point the bright light in your eye and then they look through it to look at the back of your retina with it. Sure. You know what I mean? To see if you burst blood vessels back there and shit like that. And then tests of, do you feel any tingling in your hands? How about when I do this, and then dragging the little mini rubber mallet on the bottom of your bare foot, like to see the kind of reaction, basic neurological battery of tests to see if there's any issues there. Yeah. None of that is covered, and it's hundreds of dollars because it was conducted by a neurological specialist who happened to be on staff that day instead of just getting the general doctor at the hospital to do it. Wild, huh? And I don't blame him. It's just the way the insurance codes go up, right? Like he writes in, this is what I performed, this is how I performed it, goes to my insurance company, and they're like, nope, none of these are covered because those were an examination by a specialist that you did not have pre-cleared. And I'm like, what? I didn't. What? So.
Torcular in chat says that test CN 3462 ophthalmoscope is the tool. There you go. How'd I do with that pronunciation? Ophthalmoscope.
Yeah, you got me on that one. The doctors will, they'll look in your ear with the same kind of thing. I want to see what an eardrum looks like and what the back of a retina looks like through that thing. I've always been curious. What are they seeing? I guess I could Google it.
The future.
If you were a doctor, wouldn't you fuck with people? When you look into their eye, when you know there's nothing wrong with them, you're certain. Wouldn't you look into their eye and go, "Oh my god," just to scare?
Yeah, many years ago, when I was working as a mechanic, I had a hot radiator blow up in my face. It gave me second, third degree burns. I was in bad shape for a while.
Water or like coolant?
Coolant.
Oh,
yeah. Anyway, there was one of those immediate care places just down the street, and they rushed me there. And they took one look at me and stripped off my clothes and threw me in this cold shower. Right. Ooh. So I'm standing in this cold shower, and in walks the doctor. He takes one look at me, and the first words out of his mouth was, "Ooh." I'm like, that's exactly what I want to hear there, Doc.
Bert asked if all Americans have problems with stairs. You'll notice both of us have issues that cause the stair falls.
Yeah, I mean, it's Monkey's battling numbness of the legs, and I'm battling, vertigo.
I avoid steps as much as possible. Unfortunately, there's no way to get in my house without going up a few steps. But
And let's not forget, I was also battled by the co-conspirator of cheap, shoddy construction.
Yeah, I heard you mention on there that you've told me to hang on to the rail. I hang on to that rail every time, and usually what happens is it ends up hurting me more, because one thing that happens when I fall down the stairs is everything will go out, but I can still hang on. So my body kind of flips in a circle and slams my other hand into the wall.
See, that's after I said that, and you said, no, I do hold the railing. And then I remembered the conversation of it. I was saying, why don't you have a double railing, one for each hand? And you said the stairs are too narrow. I remembered it after you had said that. Yeah.
The double railing, getting one of those chairs, all of that's pretty much out of, unless we reconstructed the house.
Right.
So, yeah. And if we did it nowadays, because of the codes up here, my stairs would actually, I believe they have to be like twice as wide as they are now, because they're a basement staircase.
Yeah.
And back then people were like, man, well, as long as one person can get down it, we're fine. Fine.
I hate the really old school construction with the ultra narrow stairs where your heel is on the back of the step and it only comes like halfway out on your foot. Who made these steps? Like, Jesus.
Somebody who wanted more space downstairs.
Well, how much is that really going to give you? 1.5 feet extra by cutting a few inches off every step? I mean, come on.
Every inch counts.
Yeah, well, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Build a sled on a rope and pulley system. I'm cripple. Who's going to pull that rope?
I mean, you can hire somebody, I suppose.
I just hire him to pick me up. I'm going to hire Pat to carry me up and down the stairs.
There you go.
Perfect
Pat,
job.
how would you like a job? Just carry me up and down the stairs.
Another job where a black man got to carry a white man.
Hey, it's their albatross. White people are the black man's albatross.
Have you? So people were joking on Twitter with Polly needs shit. What do you call it? Bubble wrap. Polly needs a bubble wrap suit and so forth. Have you actually, like, all jokes aside, seriously thought of putting like some kind of mat at the bottom of the stairs just in case?
I told him to do that a year ago.
Well, well, it sounds like I'm being an asshole, but I'm totally not. Like, you know.
I mean, I was kind of being an asshole, but it actually makes sense. Should totally do that, dude.
See, monkey's lost in thought at how brilliant it is.
No, there's just not much space there. That's the problem with doing anything to the stairs, is there's just not that much space. And the stairs go straight into a wall, an outside wall.
So put padding on the wall.
Right. I was just about to say.
Yeah, you put the padding on the wall, though, and you take away the space that's there at the landing to get up the stairs.
Well, okay, you're going to crawl one way or the other, so...
I'm picturing this fucking stairwell of yours like a fucking Jeffries tube on the Starship Enterprise. Like,
it's not that big. It's really not. The landing there is maybe 3x3. It's not that big. Three-sided coin. Thank you.
Crawling on hands and knees.
Thank you. Three-sided coin says, Polly, you're in a coma. We need you to wake up. Polly, wake up. Polly, if you're dreaming this, please dream me healthy again.
And can I have an Asian hooker in here, please?
If I wake up, I'm going to a therapist for having a sadly deficient fantasy life.
What are you calling deficient? I'm the best imaginary friend you've ever had. All right.
I have a fantasy, and I'm not dreaming of Laura Harrier and me on a beach and baby oil everywhere. No. I'm having this dream.
It's a sausage party.
Maybe monkey is like the manifestation of your fear of actually going through that, so you can't imagine it.
And he's dreaming about my gay hair, y'all. Rembrandt says stay on the first floor. Well, here's the problem. Technically, I'm in the basement, which is the first floor. If you saw our house, you'd think it's a 2-story house. But to get around Michigan taxes, what they built is a walkout basement. So the bottom floor is actually a basement. And it's fully finished, so it looks just like any other house would, except for the windows in some of the rooms. They have those little tiny basement windows. And the first floor is actually the second floor to us. Now, I live on the bottom floor to try to stay off the stairs. You know who lives on the top floor?
Quasimodo.
Pumpkin. And Pumpkin can't come down to me, and you bet your ass I go up to her. She's worth falling down the stairs for.
Well, yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, baby oil on the beach sounds like a bad idea. You know what? Anything on it is amazing how many people put on different kinds of lotions at the beach, and then you see them like half an hour later and they're just covered in fucking sand. It's like, stop it. You look like an idiot.
It's fine. The ocean's right there to wash off in.
Yeah. If you need something from the basement, get the grandkids. Well, my pumpkin is not even a year yet. She turns a year at the end of next month, and Little Butt doesn't live here, so Little Butt would absolutely get me everything I need. She's a grandpa's girl. She's my sweetheart. Get Monkey one of those Darth Vader meditation chambers. Nah, I have most of what I need down here, and as the little one gets older, I'll be fine.
Somebody draw that who has art skill. I need to, like an Empire that as it opens up when the officer walks in, and there's I need to see a piece of art of Monkey.
I just had a vision of all that with Monkey sitting in the middle of it.
Exactly.
It opens up and he comes out and says, "Shh, just let it happen."
Yeah, there you go. Hi, Far. How you doing, sweetheart? Hope you're well.
Speaking of somebody talented in art.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh shit! Hey, you want to see a wicked piece of art that Far did? That Lion had commissioned. It's so cool. Maybe you saw it on
from Twitter because that's just awesome.
Yeah, exactly. It's the Noir Bar picture from Twitter. Far's so good at this stuff. Far otters are best otters.
Every time I turn on my computer, I see some of her art.
Cynical Kathy 24 minutes ago said it's turned into a music stream and I'm finding this very educational. You should also come get educated. Sorry, we changed it for anybody who came because of that. Oops. You can go back and listen to the earlier part if you want to hear the music stuff.
Which we do recommend.
We do. You should listen to the whole thing 3 or 4 times. Make sure you understand what's being said. And you should play it for your family. Your family will love you more for it. That bitch you hate, she might touch your pee-pee.
Oh, Mama Minnie, my daughter, was listening to our stream the other day when we were I can't even remember what we were talking about. Oh, climate change. That's what it was, and our opinions on climate change. Well, she was at college. Well, she's listening to it without headphones.
Oh,
and
nice.
She said she was getting all kinds of looks from the 18-year-olds around her.
I bet. Oh, that is a really cool drawing.
Look how happy the little otter looks in his oversized smoking jacket. I love it.
He looks shocked.
I think he looks really happy to be talking to this hot girl.
Where is her right hand exactly? What are you doing, girl? That's making him shocked.
I mean, you made something adorable dirty. What's wrong with you, Monkey?
He looks like he's saying, "Thank you so much for saving me from queer kids."
He's saying, "Shh, just let it happen." What do you mean, Polly? You know who I am.
Yeah, there's nothing new going on here. It's true.
That otter's looking at her boobs. I know, and shy like, damn, look at them titties. That's titty with a D. YouTube, relax.
I fail to see how this is a problem.
Wait, hold on. What? How you think titty with a D is like the difference that's going to make the critical difference for you?
You remember I told you about getting shadow banned over on Twitter?
Yeah.
If you say titty with a T, you'll get shadow banned for a while. If you say it with a D, you don't.
Oh wow.
Now they may have changed that recently.
Yeah.
I haven't tested it recently, but yeah, you could get away with titty with a D. It's not my rules.
Speaking of shadow banning and search engine sorting on YouTube, because that's a big thing, right? Steven Crowder puts up this little video. And he's like, "Don't believe me, test it yourself. Type in Steven Crowder, change my mind." And I'm like, okay, I will. And while he's talking, I just, Control T, opened another tab and did it. Yeah, he's not wrong. It took me scrolling through 2 pages before I got a Steven Crowder video. I got all responses to Crowder and little, 138 view videos criticizing Crowder for his change my mind stuff, but nothing that's actually him. It's like, wow, they're trying to sort him out of existence.
Hold that thought. 3-sided coin. Thank you so much. He says, it's so sad. I've never got into music with it. Have how do you say that? Synesthesia?
That's interesting. Is that like a disorder with rhythm? I'm guessing. I don't know that word.
Sorry, and could never deal with it. I know that word, and I don't remember how to say it. I've heard it. I watch medical shows, so I've heard that word before. I'm sorry you can't get into music. I think about this every now and then. I could not live my life without music. It is
Oh,
such
no.
a big part of it.
It
Colors. Yeah, it was a Dr. House thing. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
season 4, the beginning episode.
Yeah, music's been so much a big part of my life and still is that I just can't imagine it without it.
But back to what you were talking about there, Polly. Crowder, he posted this yesterday.
Yeah.
He got that fixed.
I bet
quick.
he did.
3-sided coin. Thank you so much. It says, I see colors mixed up. Sensat. Gotcha. Well, yeah, I am sorry. I'm sorry that you can't deal with that.
Yeah, that's rough. Really rough.
That sucks.
Music is amazing, man.
So what does that mean? You see colors, so what makes it like really uncomfortable to hear music? Is that the?
I'd imagine it. Now I don't know how well they did visualizing it in the show, but what they showed would make me gag, man. I'd vomit. It's like being on a roller coaster constantly.
Oh.
I
I got enough problems with vertigo, nausea. I can sympathize with anyone who suffers from onset of visual distortions.
There we go. This is what I want.
I mean, look how fast that thing changed with Alexa when they were like, "Who is Jesus Christ?" Jesus Christ is a fictional character, and 3 million, 6 million views on that video. That got fixed some fast. Right?
Here it is. Crowder update: half Asian lawyer spoke with YouTube before and after. Here's the before. This is searching for Steven Crowder, and none of it is actually Steven Crowder. There's the Blaze TV one.
Okay.
But now, Steven Crowder. It's his stuff.
See,
I wish I had a lawyer.
When Crowder was ranting on about this, and he does his show closing thing, he said this thing where it's like, we're the biggest conservative show that's on YouTube, 4.2 million views. And I don't say that to brag. I say that to make the point. We can pressure them, and they hate our guts.
Yep.
But at least we can pressure them. What are they going to do to this little person and that little person and that little person? It's like, it's just like what you said, Monkey. It's like, hey, wish you had a lawyer. Wish you had the views where you actually matter, and you can put up a video saying, look what they're doing to me, and hundreds of thousands of people are going to see it and tweet about it and say, what the fuck? You know, what hope does Sinatra have to getting his shit fixed? You know what I mean? Or
no, I know what you mean.
I just
last time I did it, I searched mine. This was right after Razor Fist, because he's talking about the same thing Razor Fist talked about in the video where he mentioned that the TYT video is gone.
Yeah,
it's still on YouTube, but if you search for the TYT meltdown video, the actual one you're looking for, you have to go down like 4 or 5 pages to find the who was it? Memology who made that one? Was it Memology or Dame? I can't remember.
No, it was Domine Pesos.
Dame Pesos. You could search for the exact title, and it still only came up number 4.
And and he makes the argument in there, and that's the thing I'm trying to press, is that sorting is more powerful than censorship.
Oh,
because you don't have to. You're still on there. What do you mean? Oh, you're complaining you're not high enough. Well, get good with SEO, bitch. Like, there's a plausible deniability when you kick them off. Then that you can't deny that you kick them off.
Yeah, the problem is I can go in and look at their SEO. Thank you, TubeBuddy, or whichever one I use.
VidIQ.
I can see their fucking keywords. I can see their everything. And it's a bunch of nonsense. It is censorship.
Yeah.
It's just in an underhanded, dirty ass way.
And in a lot of ways, it's more powerful because there's more leverage. It's sneakier. It's less obvious. And not only that, but it's like, give us more search terms that people that searched for X ended up clicking on videos 1 through 23. Okay. We are going to serve you up this now. So if you search on some stuff about feminism, we will serve you up positive stuff in the recommends off to the side, right? There's more, censorship just gets rid of one thing. If they're doing result sorting, they can now serve you up propaganda on the other side to convince you in the other direction. Any Acts 17 apologetics video I watch, guy's big critic of Islam, big critic of jihad, right? All in the recommends, all down the side is all stuff about explaining misunderstandings about Islam and so forth.
Well, this is the thing. This is the dirtiest thing YouTube's done that I think, and they've been quite open about it, is that if you watch a video, say you watch a Sinatra video, and they've decided Sinatra's not good content, instead of showing you, say, my content, because we make the same kind of stuff. Let's say he made a feminism video and I made one at the same time. Instead of showing you, hey, you might like this because you obviously, you came to watch this and you watched the whole thing. They'll show you TYT instead.
Yeah.
They've been quite open that they're doing that. And that is the dirtiest shit they've done, because what they're basically saying is that they don't care about what you want to watch. They care about what they think you should watch. No advertiser goes and puts their advertising where they don't think it's going to do well. You know what I mean? You're not going to advertise, I don't know, a douche on Monday Night Football, because your core audience isn't women. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you meant like an actual douchebag. I mean,
No, I mean a douche, a feminine hygiene product.
real douche. Yes, because they advertise plenty of douchebags. But
sure, you want to put things on there that you think, potato chips. That's a good one for Monday Night Football.
Right.
But in what YouTube is doing is, instead of showing you things that you might actually like based on what you're watching, they're like, oh, he's watching the bad stuff. We gotta get him to the good stuff. They actually came out, so they bragged about how many channels that they've harmed this way. What was it? 17 million? 17 million videos that they've basically killed that way.
Bastards.
Yeah, they're fucking assholes. Agnostic Adred says YouTube must have given up on me because all my recommended videos are the same as what I'm watching. Well, it depends on what you're watching, though. Now, say you're watching gaming videos, you'll probably get gaming videos. Say you're watching, I don't know, toy videos, you'll get toy videos. Once you get into the realm of politics, that's where they do it. Now, I don't know if they've had some internal stuff that has made them change their mind, but we'll see. We'll see after what Crowder just did to him. That'll be interesting. But I mean, we saw. I mean, they're burying stuff that they don't think is what we should watch.
Yeah. What annoys me lately more than anything is, you've got your recommendations that pop up. And so forth. And I have those for channels I really like. I click the bell and I want to see the recommendation. But now they've started giving you those for channels that maybe you watched one video of theirs sometimes. And you'll get that to pop up on your screen. Hey, is uploaded, you might be interested in this. Stop it. If I wanted to know that, I'd have clicked the bell.
Mm-hmm.
Who is that's saying that in chat? Agnostic. I'm looking at different videos, and maybe they have reversed that, because this Steven Crowder video, there's a ton of stuff on there that's Steven Crowder. Thank you for subscribing, Rob. Because it's a dumbass way to run a business, especially when it's a business that is based off of people's interest. You want that. The whole idea of YouTube is to keep people on the platform. That is their goal, to make you watch as much YouTube as humanly possible. That's why back in the day, YouTube thought it was better for somebody to watch 20 minutes of a 60-minute video rather than all 10 minutes of a 10-minute video. They give you higher priority for somebody watching 1/3 of your shit than all of it, because that meant they were here for 20 fucking minutes. And for some reason, these assholes got that way. People are watching too much of this bad stuff. Yeah, the last time I watched one of my videos, when I was still uploading them, not one of my videos was recommended. And it used to be all of it was, because I used to make that. I have enough video catalog to do that.
Yeah. I was totally shocked that I've had a couple of people pop in on the premieres of the series I do, Redneck Track, and say that it was on their front page. It's like, wow, really?
I think somebody higher up is getting involved. I think somebody higher up is going, okay, you guys are fucking this up. We have a cash cow here right now. You finally fixed it, and you're fucking it all up.
Well, one thing that I can say in terms of sorting of search results is anything related to current events. Like if you're to type in, Trump Ukraine, it will be their list of trusted news sources that are the majority of the results.
Trusted news.
Not the trending, not the whatever. It's the artificial trend off to CNN and etc. and company.
Sure. I get Bernie ads on Lords of the Night a lot. Snub. Hey, at least we're getting ads, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, my last video, not a single one of mine is my other videos. Oh, wait. Almost down at the bottom of the page, there's 2 videos of mine linked. Cool. Yay.
If you don't mind, Monkey, I'm going to share the link out again to the GoFundMe.
No, please do. And by the way, guys, that GoFundMe is linked below.
Yeah.
You might have to refresh to see it, but I did throw that down below.
And if you don't know what it's about, just real quick, I don't want to bring everybody down, but my youngest daughter's husband, she just turned 29 yesterday, actually, has passed away, leaving her with 4 young kids to raise herself, and circumstances around his death have saddled her with some huge medical bills. So she needs a little help, guys, if you feel like it. And if not, your thoughts and prayers is good enough for me.
You know what pisses me off? When people get mad about thoughts and prayers.
Oh, gosh. That just drives
Don't
me.
you dare think or pray about me.
What's that?
So don't you dare think or pray about me.
You know, sometimes there's nothing you can do. So what you do is, you offer your thoughts.
Yeah.
My thoughts go out to you and like, that doesn't change anything. Nobody said it did, dickhole.
Wait, it doesn't?
Wow, I thought if enough of us thought about it, it would reverse it. You nihilistic shitbags. That's what you are.
All you're doing is just empathizing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And letting them know that you're thinking about them.
Is that so bad to make, you believe that you have somebody to fall back on and say, hey, I'm feeling low. Somebody want to bring me up on this, It's not always about giving them free stuff. Sometimes it's literally just being there.
Just to think people give a shit about you. Jesus, fuck. No, we got shit all over that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You look at the link you put in the description. You should fix that.
What I did.
You put the StreamYards, I think.
You put the StreamYards link.
Did I? Oops.
We haven't done that in a while.
You can't get in anyway.
And this is why we love the waiting room on StreamYards.
I don't. It doesn't let me backdoor somebody in a monkey's chats anymore. I feel so cheated out of my life.
No, Far's the one who pointed that out. She said, "Is that the StreamYard link in the description?" Or I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Oh, it is.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. I'm sorry, guys. I'll fix that right now. Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
Far's too sharp for us.
Well, the thing is, I copied it right from the chat. Thank you, three-sided. Oh, link it. Thank you, three-sided coin, who says link is to, and then it's just blank there. Yeah, it's to apparently to the StreamYards, but you guys can try joining, you just can't get in.
Yeah. By the way, real quick, I do want to thank everybody so far. We've already got this almost a third of the way to the 3,500 goal, and so you guys are awesome, just awesome.
It's still doing it. Why is it doing that?
It doesn't like you.
It's not accepting your copy to your whatever the fuck they call it.
No, it's not.
Scrap pad. What the fuck's it called?
No, goddamn, I'd have known if you hadn't said that. The clipboard.
Clipboard. Thank you.
I like scrap pad better.
Scrap pad. Where the fuck did I get that from?
Scrap pad. Okay, it should be. Somebody refresh it and let me know if it's fixed now. Yeah, I was copy and pasting directly from our chat here. I don't know why it was coming up that way. Anyhow, so it should be fixed.
Yeah,
you know what's worse than being a boomer? Death. So F off.
Hey, I am a legit boomer. I am a baby boomer, and I'm proud of it. Not ashamed in the bit.
Oh, and yes, Far, thank you so much for pointing that out, because it's fun while we're here and we have it in chat, but that link will be there for people who listen to it later. So Oh God, here we go again.
Yeah, and one of the other things about StreamYard is you can actually go back to all your past streams. Can't go live with them anymore, but you can use them as Hangouts. Bear and I use it all the time to talk instead of Discord now.
That's what we used to do with Hangouts, man. We still have Hangouts open. Me and Satsu, we knew. I just grabbed the last one we used. Like, all right.
Yeah, I know. It comes in my email all the time.
Yeah. Because you actually have to go in on a different system to get yourself out of those permanently.
So after you fucked with StreamYards for a little while here, Monkey, did you see any advantages to the bonuses of signing up for the pro version?
Not so far. The only thing that I think will
No?
do it, and I'm expecting it soon, is if they limit how many you can do. Because they do have that on the free version. It says unlimited, but that may change or some shit like that.
Ooh, that's rough.
Like, I figure there's one of two things going on at StreamYard headquarters, wherever the fuck that is. It's either a bunch of Google employees going, or it's a bunch of people going who were never Google employees going, Google shut down Hangouts on Air. Like either way, they're high-fiving each other because shutting down Hangouts on Air was the greatest thing for StreamYards ever. I see it everywhere on YouTube. I mean,
well, it's one, it's really easy to use, and two, it's better than Hangouts was.
it's superior to Hangouts. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
I'm probably one of the earliest people at least in our little circle that went to it. Because when I found out they were going on doing away with Hangouts, I was looking for an alternative. And so I went to the Google help page, where you can ask questions and people will answer it. And StreamYards was already on it. They were all in that thing, posting links to their.
The first person I ever heard mention it was Hammer. He was, you should check out StreamYards. I'm like, StreamYards? What? And then the next thing I knew, yeah, he was on it early, man, because I just saw it everywhere after that. And I think it's a lot like Discord will support all these people using the free version of it because of those 10% or whatever are going to buy the Nitro version. And that's our business model. You know what I mean? God, there's no way they would have gotten that kind of attention if Google hadn't fucked off with Hangouts on Air.
Yeah, Dangerous Spaces. I'm an almost 60-year-old hipster. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt old on the internet until I met Bloodwing.
Yeah.
That's why I love the man.
I will be 60 my next birthday. Yeah.
Ooh.
You're not,
Yeah,
you're not exactly older than me, or that much older than me. I mean,
15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I could be your dad biologically, but let's hope not.
Sure.
I was going to say, he's your dad?
Actually, I think you're you're close to the age of my youngest uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Grandma and Grandpa had 7 kids, so.
Yeah. Well, my parents all come from big families. Yeah.
Baby boom. That's why they call them boomers, y'all. People got back from World War II and fucked like crazy.
They did.
I missed you so much. Put another baby in there. We're eating dirt still, but put a baby in there. Are you being hipster about bragging? Oh, look. He was boomer before boomer was cool.
That's right. That's right.
Oh my goodness. We got 20 minutes to go. Somebody talk about something. I don't want to end early again. I hate when I do that. Sunday thoughts. Let's see what's going on with you know what? We haven't checked the hashtag. How about we do that?
For me, Sunday is football later.
I'll probably end up sleeping through it. Let's see what's going on.
Well, to be honest, you're a Chargers fan, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, fuck, man. They're going to just screw it up all year, as they always do.
I used to be a Chargers fan back in the 90s.
I love my Chargers, man. I've been on the train since I learned what football was, and unfortunately, it's a rough life to put your kids into.
It's an Amtrak train.
Yeah. Yep. Same here, Mark. 81150. Eisenhower was president when I was born. Yeah.
California judge rules semi-automatic rifles not protected by the Second Amendment. Yeah.
Then he is violating the Constitution.
Yeah, we'll see what the Supreme Court has to say about that one.
Yeah. Exactly. He can rule whatever he wants. I mean, but then again, I don't know. Monkey, did you ever go through and read the majority finding and then the dissenting opinions, the majority opinion, the dissenting opinions, and then the standalone opinion by Stevens for the 2008 DCV Heller decision.
I have not read the Heller decision. No,
it's worth reading the extremity of the argument of the dissenters. It's not just mildly that the government has the right to regulate firearms. There is no extant right of private ownership of firearms. Like, and it was a 5-4 decision. It's not like it was close. And the people that are dissenting in a powerful fucking way.
Three-sided coin, thank you. Donated. Thoughts to you, Bloodwing. Wouldn't it be great if there was some kind of payer that was single so she wouldn't have to deal with this stuff?
Yeah. And thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I know she does. That daughter doesn't involve herself with my channel and stuff very much, but she wants you to know she really appreciates everything that you guys are doing.
Man, I went here to read stuff and read news, but I'm just distracted by beautiful women. The Ass Crack team has been on it, y'all.
And John Connor, if that's a troll, try harder. He says, "Go Raiders." That's who my Colts play today.
Who are they playing?
The Raiders.
Oh, shit. So they got a win coming.
Hopefully.
So you're all crazy into sports, Bloodwing. You watch any baseball at all?
I do not. But baseball is one of those sports that I really love to play. And it's actually the only sport that I lettered in school. I was a pretty decent second baseman in my day.
Mm-hmm.
But to watch, it's like watching paint dry. I will fall asleep almost immediately.
Isn't that the wildest thing? Like, I tell people that I can't watch football. It's so fucking boring. They're like, "What do you watch?" I'm like, "Baseball." I'm like, "What the fuck? That's the most boring." Football to me is repetitive. It's a matter of taste. To me, it's like a bunch of guys line up on a football field and then they crash into each other and then they walk around for 5 minutes showing slow-mo footage of them crashing into each other. Every now and then, someone manages to get a ball off. It's barely ever caught, but sometimes it is. I mean, that's my take on football, but it's just because it's not to my taste.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's
to each their own, It's like hockey. I don't hate it. I just don't understand it. So I don't, but I'm not as crazy about it as I used to be. Years ago when my kids were younger, I used to go to all the local high school games. Saturday was spent watching college all day long, and then all the NFL games Sunday and Monday, so.
When I see guys betting on football, that's when I wish I was into it. Oh man, they look like they're having a ball when they got like even $50 on the game. They're watching every little thing that's going on. It's nuts.
Three-sided coin says, "Oh no, there's more action percentage per game in baseball than football studies show." I believe that.
Yeah. I don't hate baseball. Like I said, I love to play the game. Love it. And I was decent at it when I was younger. But
if you get into a pitcher's duel, man, you're just watching somebody throw the ball at the catcher over and over again.
Yeah.
Which is true. Look, I love watching baseball. The only ones that I don't watch or can't watch is hockey, because the only time I like hockey is playing it on a video game.
Okay.
And then basketball, I can't. I love to play basketball, but I find watching that boring as shit.
This is an interesting thing. I don't like watching basketball either. But in my opinion, it has to be the most continuous actions. That or hockey.
Oh, it absolutely is.
It would have to be the most continuous action sport. Like, baseball is not about action. It's about strategy and so on and so forth. Like, and it's rule heavy. You know what I mean? Like this and that and why this matters. And no one person in one move clinches the win for the game. Doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? So baseball can be a slog if you don't get it or don't like the style of it. I can see people really liking hockey. I don't, but just because of the constant movement and action and crashing into each other and so forth. But
it's so physical, and there's so many violent ways to get hurt.
Yeah.
But they've pussified it. And somebody, I forget who it was, I apologize. I said they love playing golf, but they can't watch it. I actually like watching golf. I can see why people wouldn't, but they highlight the best shots every time. So, I mean, most of the time you're going to see a drive. Most of the time you're going to see a rare shot that was, a nice chip shot onto the green that actually went in. Those are cool to watch.
Hey, I actually like watching professional bowling, so.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that can be fun. Pool is fun to watch too.
Oh, God.
You know what the worst is for me to watch? Snooker. You ever watched a snooker game on TV?
No, I haven't.
Oh God. I have got to watch a YouTube video explaining how snooker works because it's like they sink a red ball and then they put it back on the table. And then they sink a red ball and they put it back on the table.
Mhm.
And I have a vague understanding. You have to sink a red ball before you can shoot at a collared ball. I'm thinking it's
Racist.
just,
You
and
gotta
there's
shoot
always
the
some
Indian before
extremely
you shoot anyone else. All right, America.
and as I understand it, like there's some kind of rule that you have to have the snootiest sounding Englishman doing a play-by-play for every game, I guess. Peter Allman says, "Excuse me, snucker? Snooker? Is that how you supposed to say it?"
Snooker. I don't know how you say it. There's a 3-hour cricket game these days, Bert and Ernie. Hell, entertaining. I don't know. I don't understand cricket. I've tried watching it, and it just looks like some weird British shit.
It is really weird British shit. I have
Yeah,
a vague
that's-
understanding of it. I can watch it and know when people score, but that's not saying much.
It looks like, no offense to anyone who likes it, but it looks like baseball with special tools for the special kids so they don't hurt themselves.
Right.
That's no offense. I just don't get it. So maybe
Kind of is,
if I
though.
knew the rules, it wouldn't look that way. But it looks like
You can hit it
safety
in bounces, sweetie.
safety time baseball. You know what I mean?
Today, class, stop drooling. We're going to stop drooling. Listen, we're going to play a game called cricket. Okay, I'm sorry. No, it's just so British. I've tried. And Scribe's favorite game is oh shit, what's the one where they slide the puck thing on the ice and they
Curling?
curling? Yes, curling. I like watching curling. That's actually kind of fun.
What's the game where you can brain each other with it? The balls with the super long scoops that you throw at the speed of fucking sound.
What the fuck is it? Lacrosse.
Lacrosse, yeah.
No, lacrosse is with the sticks with the little nets. These are
No, you're I know what you're talking about. They sell them for kids a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I thought if one of those balls hit you in the head, you died. It was like a super serious fucking sport because those balls are moving at the speed of sound.
Yeah, I have no idea what that's actually called. I just know they sell them to kids a lot.
I'll tell you, one of the most grueling and violent sports I've ever played is not one you would think of when you think of that. Is water polo.
I can see it being grueling.
It's. Do you know it's in the rules that you can dunk someone underwater as long as they hold on to the ball?
Really?
Yep.
Well,
You better let go then.
People saying Jilai, a whole bunch of people. So I'm assuming that's the name of the sport.
Sounds probably right.
I love how Jack Gunsky's scoop toss. Yeah, that's it. It's
scoop toss. Yes. No, I've watched water polo. That's you have to be in shape for that shit. You swim constantly.
I played it some in what was it, 9th or 10th grade for a little bit. I wasn't very good at it because I'm too small, and they always paired me up when we were we actually had exercises where you would pair off with someone else and you put your hands on each other's shoulders, and when the coach blew the whistle, you tried to dunk the other one underwater. And they always paired me up, being the smallest guy on the team, with the biggest guy on the team. I didn't have I spent a lot of time underwater.
Oh, it's pronounced highlight. There you go.
Oh, it's pronounced. Okay.
Then why is it spelled Jilai? What British person did that shit?
I think it's Hispanic. I think it's really popular in Miami. I think it might be very a Cuban game, or maybe it's a Afro-Cuban game. I don't know.
I'm blaming the British for it because that looks like some shit they would do. Like
But
when I throw a U into a word for no fucking reason.
Well, okay. So speaking of water polo, that's one thing that everybody jokes about. This is a Star Trek fan, that Captain Jonathan Archer of Enterprise in the show Star Trek Enterprise, his favorite sport is water polo. And they show him watching it all the time, and he talks about it, and he follows the teams that are playing water polo. It's like, why water polo? Like it just seems
He's
like
a
they wanted to
cultured and
pick
classy man, all right?
water polo.
Yeah. That's classy as hell, dude.
No, classy as hell is actual polo.
Nah.
I mean, come on, water polo. They just picked a weird sport. They might as well have had him be a fan of like fucking croquet, lawn croquet.
Maybe he is. That could be his second favorite sport. We just don't know.
Field hockey. Field hockey is his favorite sport.
That-
I used to watch
wait.
field hockey because I liked one of the girls who played, but that's the only reason I ever cared.
With the
Yeah.
little curly sticks they play with?
Them girls are mean as hell. They will beat the shit out of each other with them sticks.
The ones wearing the skirts?
Yeah,
Yeah,
them
that's
skirts,
what I watched.
man.
But it was just like, I mean, I never watched him play, but I saw him walking around in the halls with the skirts, and I was okay with that.
I didn't watch them play. I watched her play. I don't know what else happened in that fucking game, but I watched her play.
I don't know who was playing or what the hell the rules are, but I know there was a lot of bouncing involved.
Field hockey is fucked, man. Yeah, we shouldn't let women play sports. It's not good for them. We should be putting them in home ec classes so they don't grow up to be white women who need to be reformed.
Make sure that they understand that their votes don't count.
They get to vote. It just doesn't count. Hashtag common sense white women reform. I'm gonna be preaching that every day because I feel like that's the biggest problem facing the country, and we need to get that fixed. Who decided we were going to have impeachment? White woman. Just throwing that out there. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this up. We're at 150, 156. By the time I'm done talking, we'll probably be at 210. I like how our closings take a while sometimes. For those of you who leave as soon as I say we're shutting down, you're missing a lot. I'm just throwing it. If you actually go back and be like, fuck, there was 20 more minutes to the show. That happens sometimes.
It was the best part. We got a topless lady on here. You just didn't see it.
You missed titties with a D. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it. I really do love that you guys will come find us no matter what time we do this silly shit. You're amazing, and I love you. And and thank you so much for the donations. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. That is amazing. And for those of you listening in the future, there's a link down there for Bloodwing's daughter's GoFundMe. Please, if you can, donate. Thank you so much. Speaking of which, Bloodwing.
Yes, sir.
Anything you'd like to pimp out today? Yeah. Yes, some on that pimp hand you want to lay down?
Well, you already mentioned the GoFundMe, so I won't beat that horse to death. But at 5:30 Eastern today will be the premiere of episode 15 of Redneck Track.
Oh,
That is a cool series. If you guys aren't familiar with it, over on his channel, he's playing it's Star Trek Online, but with a redneck captain.
Yeah, and the crew of the starship Hold My Beer.
You got 14 episodes to go catch up on before the new one comes out. Go what do they call it?
Binge watch.
Binge watch that shit. Let's see what pimp we want to tap into next. Dax, what you got on that pimp hand?
nothing because I kept my pimp hand weak recent times.
Oh man, you got to strengthen that pimp hand.
I mean, I'd chill for Polly, but Polly fell down some stairs the other day.
Polly's pimp hand is in a cast right now. Polly,
Yes.
what you got on your pimp hand for the peoples?
Well, there is a link to my channel where you will find that we do comic book curation every Wednesday. We didn't do it last Wednesday, but shit be like that sometimes. But we will be doing one coming up where Jack and Quizzer and myself talk about everything in and around.
Sometimes.
What's that?
You said shit be like that sometimes. I like that. Sometimes shit just be like that.
It does.
Okay.
So anyway,
You were saying.
where we talk about everything in and around comic books. It's a great time, fun time. And we got a whole back catalog if you want to binge watch. On top of which we do Noir Bar over there, which is a hangout stream. It's kind of like this, but classier and funnier and better.
Wow.
It's not funny. It's definitely classier. It ain't funnier. No offense.
All right, whatever.
Your funniest part of your show was me and chat. I'm just throwing that out there. That's not nice. I only said like 3 things. You guys are funny, but you're not this show. Shut up, Polly.
Well, can I finish my pimpishness?
We'll
I'm trying to
see.
kick game here.
Let's see.
Okay. And then also the live reads. I have another one from Screw Tape Letters, chapter 4 coming up, and my first Bret Easton Ellis live read from chapter 18 of American Psycho. So you're going to get to hear me read from the perspective of a deranged serial killer. I'm curious to see if people are even going to like it. We're going to see.
Are you going to read Jack's Diaries? Because that's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, all right.
I thought you weren't pimping the one thing out anymore because you always lose subs when you do.
I know. I do. Every time I post something from the Screw Tape Letters, a live read, I lose subs. I'm not sure if that's an accident, a coincidence, or people trying to say, the fuck, man. Bear tells me my channel is scatterbrained and I should put live reads on a separate channel. Maybe he's right. I don't know. We'll see.
I read the Screw Tape letters when I was a teenager.
Cool. Great book. I'm a big fan. That's why I'm doing chapter readings from it for fun because I love it.
Yeah.
My opinion is, as long as you stay consistent with what you're doing, like you consistently do the Screw Tape readings. Is that the what Screw Tape? Am I saying that right?
The Screw Tape letters. So
Screw
yeah.
Tape letters. Okay. Screw Tape just sounds weird. Screw Tape sounds like something you buy for bondage.
Well, it's an odd book.
Yeah. I mean, but isn't it like, what does that mean? I mean, that's the demon's name who's writing the letters, and he's writing them to his nephew Wormwood. It's just, they're just creepy ass names, and they're well chosen by Lewis to sound creepy. They work. It's anyway.
My point being is not because you have your regular shows and all that, and you have your if you do it regular, each thing that you're doing, people will watch the part that they like. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm hoping for. There's lots of channels I sub to that they'll have 3 or 4 different kinds of content. I'm only down for one. I don't have a problem with it. I just don't click on the videos that are the other stuff I don't like. Like
Indeed,
Young Ripper59 does a lot of sports video game stuff. I just don't click on those videos. I click on his comics and politics stuff. So, you know.
Yeah. Cool beans. Tonight is Sunday, so we don't have a Lords of the Night, but we will be on Satsu's channel around 7 p.m. Eastern time for more Borderlands fun. Dax, you should come hang out on one of those, man.
If you're doing one on Monday and Tuesday, I will most certainly be there.
Wish I could play with y'all.
What's that?
I said I wished I could play with y'all. I haven't been able to play 3 yet because I can't afford it, but I do love the Borderlands series.
Oh,
it's so good.
It's a lot of fun. It's not 2. I mean,
it's not the same writing. Just don't expect to have the same class of writing. The gameplay, 10 times better.
Yeah, it's not as bad as what, you know, we came out of an Empire Strikes Back and got Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
But it's still, I mean, Jack was such a great villain, man.
You can't really top Jack, not easily.
I think they could have, but they would have needed better writers. But it's still a really enjoyable game. The gameplay is fun, and that's what counts. Hang on, guys. Sorry.
Is Butt Stallion in it?
Not yet. Kind of. You get a grenade if you ordered it beforehand. That lets you have a Butt Stallion grenade.
I love my Butt Stallion grenade.
It's awesome. I wish I could remember to not pick it up until later.
Screw you. Return of the Jedi is an awesome movie. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It's a good movie. It's not an awesome movie. Empire was an awesome movie.
I don't know. I connect all 3 inseparably as part of a super solid trilogy. I don't really split them up like that.
I mean, Ewoks, though, dude.
I like the Ewoks.
They were a really small part of the film. It's not like you're talking about stupid ass young Anakin, where he's so much in the movie, so consistently and so annoying that it's unavoidable. Or Jar Jar, same kind of thing. He's in so much in the movie and so the Ewoks really aren't in that much, and are they really that bad? Get over it. I mean,
we're gonna get Brie Larson soon, so that should be exciting.
Oh, don't remind me.
Boy, can't.
Jack in chat says the original trilogy is overrated. Bullshit.
Burn in hell.
Sit over there and stroke your
Jesus.
I have strong opinions about the original trilogy, man. The first song I ever sang, the first movie I ever really remembered.
That's a hipster beard talking, is what that is. No, the original trilogy, I get what you're saying, Polly, that they're all connected, but they are individual movies, and definitely you get the feel of the individual movies in them. And I rate them 2, 1, 3 in that order from best to worst. And Empire's so lame. Sit down, kid.
I rate them.
You can have an opinion.
That's funny. I rate them 1, 2, 3.
Huh.
My favorite by far is Star Wars. It's a near perfect film. It just plays so well. There's not a wasted second on screen. It just moves. The character introductions are near perfect. It's what's not to love. Empire is great. It really is, but it doesn't have that extreme efficiency and awesomeness of Star Wars. It just runs. It just works.
I've talked at length about what makes Star Wars work. The first movie in particular, and that's it. It is a straight good versus evil movie. If you actually sit down and pay attention, it moves very quick.
Oh, hell yeah. And that's what's great. Like I said, not a wasted second that's not telling you something or moving the story along. It's awesome.
And they do very good without or with show don't tell. And you're right. It's a very good movie. I just think Empire was a more grandiose one, and a follow up like that to a movie that well. You can't come out of 1 and 2 and make something 3 that's going to please everyone. You just won't. Chicago Mike says Polly is called A New Hope. It didn't used to be.
Yeah, it didn't used to be. That's why I just called it Star
It
Wars.
wasn't
But
even
you're not
Star Wars.
wrong. And Star Trek: The Motion Picture was better. I think you're trolling, but I also think Star Trek: The Motion Picture was really misunderstood.
Speaking as a huge Star Trek fan, you really can't compare the two because Star Trek was a bit more cerebral, and Star Wars was just a space opera, a western.
I've never liked that argument. That Star Trek is more cerebral. I love Star Trek. Don't get me wrong. I'm a much bigger Star Trek fan than Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of storytelling for sure.
Well, that's the point I'm trying to get.
It's not high fantasy. High fantasy's elves and shit. Now it's not.
Yeah.
It's not space fantasy now. It's a space opera. It's wagon train to the stars is what Roddenberry called it. So it's more dramatic and stuff. But the motion picture was garbage.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's misunderstood.
No, first one was garbage.
20-minute episode stretched into a 2-hour movie.
Now, if you want to talk Wrath of Khan,
Wrath of Khan was I have problems with Khan, but it was a good movie. My favorite is still 4, which is not, it's a dumbass movie, but 4 is my favorite.
4 is great.
It is, but it's a stupid ass story.
All of them are great up until 5, and that was largely budgetary issues. And then the best one is 2. My favorite is 6.
6 is amazing.
I like 6.
Because they had Worf in it. But 5 was I like 5 more than most people do. I didn't like 3 at all. 3 was garbage, man. It's still better than the motion picture, though.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh man, you got to go back and give the motion picture another chance.
I have seen that movie. Look, Polly, I own a set of VHS tapes where when you put them all into their little case, it makes the Enterprise.
Yeah,
it's not that I haven't seen it enough. I promise you, it's that movie sucks ass. Seriously, it is Star Trek porn, is what it is. Like, how many times do we need to see the outside of the ship slowly going through space?
Wasn't it like an 11-minute crawl in, so you see every nook and cranny of the Enterprise?
And I will back Ranting Monkey. He does know what he's talking about. He was trying to help me with the thumbnail one time, and he looked at the thumbnail for my Redneck Trek and just says, "Oh, is that a Miranda class?" I'm shocked you know what that is.
Star Trek. Now, I will say I stopped watching Star Trek sometime in the middle of Deep Space Nine, and
Deep Space Nine is great.
It's good, it is, but I just kind of fell out of it, you know. And then I tried getting back. I did in Voyager.
Mistakes were made.
Well, no, and Polly assures me, and I believe him with this, because I know Star Trek, that if you watch past the first couple of seasons, it gets good.
Oh, a Voyager?
Yeah, Voyager.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, it gets better. Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe you, because if you watch the first season of Next Generation, which is by far my favorite, it's kind of garbage.
Oh man, I love the first season. It's TOS throwback. It's great campy fun. You just can't look at it like the other seasons.
And you know, on Voyager, once they add 7 of 9, who cares? Who's even paying attention to the plot?
I mean, why would you?
No, I get what you're saying, Polly. I do like the first season myself, but I can see why people wouldn't watch it. It's very they take themselves a little bit too seriously.
Yeah.
And it's not until you get to probably season 3 that it lightens up very much. And you get a lot. There's some really good episodes in one, but then there's some garbage too, filler.
I like them all, but DS9 is my favorite.
Yeah, it grew on me a lot. When I was a kid, I wasn't that into it, but as I got older, I'm like, God damn, this is good.
I thought you were ending this, Monkey.
I told people never leave.
Yeah.
14 people are missing out right now. One was a TV show, the other were just movies. What are you talking about? What am I missing?
The difference between Star Trek and Star Wars.
Well, there's the TV shows now. No, what made Star Wars the original so good is that it is. It's just good versus evil. You have this little group that comes together to fight the evil empire, and they manage to win. You have the Han coming back at the end, who, you know, it's all about the money, and he just can't do it. He comes back, and he's the reason Luke is able to blow up. It's such a good fucking. You're right. My problem with 3, which I meant to get into a long time ago, Return of the Jedi, is that it seems to just wrap everything up too quickly for me. You have this giant story that they've started to build, and it just wraps it all up. Okay, he's going to kill the emperor, and done. Okay,
Yeah,
it's not a bad movie. It wraps everything up way too quick for me.
I was a fan of the first 3. Of course, you know, I was able to see them first run in the theaters too, because I'm old enough. But yeah, I was always a little disappointed with the ending of the third one. The whole, you know, trying to redeem Darth Vader thing was just a bit heavy-handed to me.
And again, it's not a bad movie. It's okay to wrap it all up that way. It felt kind of quick. Don BT Rex, thank you. What's a third movie in a trilogy that came closest to pleasing everyone? Return of the King.
I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan. Surprise, surprise.
Shame on you.
I just didn't like the movies as much as everybody else. They're good movies. I just don't love them like the rest of you guys.
I like the end of Return of the King. It's excellent. The first 4 hours is a slog. And yeah, I guess that's one that wraps it up pretty well. I don't hate Return of the Jedi. I just think it wrapped the story up a little too quickly. Star Wars is great until you realize the Empire is full of mentally and physically handicapped rejects, and the protagonists are dunking on the special kids. You're not wrong, man. They can't shoot where the fuck.
Boy.
Yeah, but with that, guys, yeah, we are wrapping this up. Did I do my outro?
You did announce Lords of the Night.
Yeah. 7 will be on Satsu 2 Cents' channel we'll be on 2 Cents Plus for some Borderlands 3 mayhem. Come hang out and check that out, guys. See, that's why you never leave early. We're actually 12 minutes past the hour now, or we're 12 minutes past 2 hours. But with that, guys, we are going to wrap up. Thank you so much for watching. Dax, Polly, Blood, thank you guys so much for joining me. Everybody, enjoy your Sunday, and we'll see you next time.
Later.
Bye, guys.
See you later, everyone.
Now's where I sing.